Good evening. I was about to say good morning. Good evening, and welcome back. We have got plenty of Apex planned for tonight, but one particular surprise to go alongside it. That's right. We are going to be showcasing some high school gameplay before we get into collegiate Apex Legends. That's right. It is college Apex later this evening, right? When we talk about, what's it called? You know what I'm talking about. Contenders Scrims. But before we do that, VHEL has so graciously allowed me to sit in and cover another one of their current Apex competitions. They have told me that we are likely going to have even more teams competing in VHEL this semester for spring. So I said, hey, let me hop in, check out how that preseason is going, and then give it a good college look. You know, and we'll see how it goes. Ultimately, they've got, after this preseason, they have 6 weeks of play as well as 2 playoffs. So potentially every single Wednesday, depending on how this goes, we will be taking a look at some extraordinary players alongside this. So, welcome Soras, welcome Grap, welcome back. That being said, we will be starting with this, and then afterwards, we will be jumping on over towards wherever those contenders gameplays are at. Likely we'll miss the very first match, given that we typically start around 30 minutes from now. So, going to be focusing on high school to begin with, and then after that, we will see how this one goes. But hey, taking a look at some of these teams, it is beginning to situate itself for now. It does look like... Alright, well, whatever. That chat will look a little bit better when we're officially in-game, I assume. For now, we've got squads like CBC High School, LSHS, LHS Yellow Jackets, WHS, Cabarius, WTX Trolls, Phantom, Dem Boys, who's sadly just Dem Boy, SHS Pojo Apex 2, WCHS Warriors, SHS Pojo Apex 1, Brownsboro, Team 12, CLHS Apex, VHCH Ravens, who were pretty good last time we checked in with them, VHCH Stormborn, Dell Bearcats, and a couple of other teams who are putting themselves together. Remember, we are on a 2-minute delay, specifically for the high school matches. Kayak, welcome, brother. Good to see ya. Please ask for extensions, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. Maybe a friendly wager. Sadly, I can't do quality. Don't forget, by the way, after the match, to just pop onto the scoreboard there. Because that will, you know, we don't have any overstat for this one. Anyways, another minute or so till the games start. I'm trying to think of what's a good prediction I can do. Yesterday, we had the who wins. Howdy, Coozer. Coozer. Coozer, are you handling the scrims tonight? Correct? Okay. I will likely not be joining for game 1, as I will be watching this play out. Which, honestly, I think is really cool. I mean, we're missing a couple of players among some of these high schools, but it should at least develop itself a little bit as time goes on. I'll try and stall for game 2. Well, given that we are going to get this one going very shortly here, you guys should still be in game 1 by the time I'm done. Oh, little sneeze there. Yeah, no worries at that. You don't have to stall for me. Keep the games going. If you guys do happen to jump into game 2 a little bit too quickly there, don't worry about me. I'll pop in later this evening. All right. Well, match officially starting here. The very first game of high school Apex this Wednesday. And honestly, since we saw them last December here, I'm personally very interested. None of us, and I mean truly none of us, have any idea how good any one of these players are or how bad some of them could potentially be. Someone on Team 17's name is Psycho. So many console players. Yeah, SJS Pojo, they're entirely console. Whoa! Oh my gosh! That is a 50 stream streak! Holy! 50 streams in a row? Oh my gosh, that is literally That is 1/70th of the year. Do you know what rhymes with Ben? I do not know what rhymes with Ben, personally. Hydrate? Oh, game starting. All right. Thankfully, the games didn't start just in time. And also, every time I open that door, I have to catch Lewis. So you get a little Lewis peek. Lewis, Lewis, Lewis. He's the cutest boy. Lewis, Lewis, Ludus. He is my favorite toy. All right. So many teams here. No discernible meta that I am currently looking at. It does seem like it is just preference. Suarez, here's your sippy sippy. 10, which is the number of days I haven't eaten. Can you buy me Chipotle? No, I will not. No Chipotle for you, buddy boy. Suarez, that honestly was a pretty good waffle. Well, 18 squads on the board. The majority will actually be spread quite nicely here. The only couple of areas that aren't going to be in play is Jurassic Echo HQ, Lightning Rod, and North Pod. What the F you're on right now? That's right, Singular Frog. I'm on early to showcase high school Apex Legends. That's right. I'm still happy to help and partner with my friends over at VHEL. So, you know what? We're gonna let them go. Wait, are you still gonna watch Scrimmies? That's right. It is only 2 games in a row. And so after this, I'll be popping over to Scrims. I have an idea. Can I add a drop shadow? I can. Oh, perfect. Oh, that's so much better. Hold on. I'm changing my browser source for chat, so it's a little bit better. Say my name. Kindly Monkey TTV. You're still not getting Chipotle, though. No Chipotle for you, buddy boy. That should be a little bit better here. A Singular Frog, it's good to see you. For the WTX trolls, we've got Twilight, Super Glide Sammy, and V Abyss. They are right next to SJS, Pojo, Apex, and it could balloon into an actual contest here in just a second, though. We will have to wait and see. It does look like Brayden and She Gonna Call Me Baby Boo have already dropped to the low ground here. So, for WTX, you can hear the pad on the other side for She Gonna Call Me Baby Boo. And this will be the complete reappropriation of space. But I hear that trident from behind. SH Pojo chased by the WTX roster here. Sentinel multi in hand. Twilight, though, taking the brunt of this force. In the end, Brayden will be caught out. And that means for Pojo, as a duo, they are now a solo.
Move it over
So
here.
there you go, guys. Whether it's college, whether it's high school, these teams end up being just as aggressive or the lack of aggression as anything we've ever seen. It's just how it goes. It does seem like Pojo's She Gonna Call Me Baby Boy was able to get out. It does seem like Nezzy and a couple others here investing for V or WHS. One drop for Nezzy. The follow through with the 2020s with a full thirst. A dive to the low ground and switching for the 30-30 there. It's one single shot that will seal the deal. That'll be it. WHS clearing out that cliffside area. End stream already and host me. Better content. Not for you. You know I can't. You know I can't just do that. I can't just drop the promises and hopes and dreams of these high school players. LHS Yellow Jackets, one of those teams that might be going for gold here, albeit yellow, a bit duller than that. Delt Bearcats holding out the height right now. It is just TB and Sind that is over there on that contested door. Likely just going to be a complete rotate out instead here. The rest of these teams, plenty of time ahead to get themselves situated, but no big scan there for LHS. For the WTX Trolls, Phantom might be the next team. Are you switching to Octane Scrims? Yes. Not once they start, once this is done. So this is 2 games. 2 games, and then I will be popping over the boards. Yeah, this lobby is definitely potential trouble, you know? A couple of trades there, and the WTX Trolls don't have a good line beam against the Phantom. Super Glide Sammy is going to have to dive in. Cold Snail, good to see you. Welcome back. It does look like for the rest of the WTX squad, though, Phantom will be caught out with one. You know what? Aaron Mitchell there. They're also going to be going down. Vexel 7151. I can't imagine they'll be allowed to last for much longer here. That zip line is available for the WTX Trolls to keep getting aggressive. Up to the high ground, and there they've got that final chase all the way over towards the zip line. Phantom team is triple cut. And you know what? You know, that's just how it goes. A team like VHCH Ravens, though, they are not. Quality with a 79 drop there, and a couple of snipes on either side. CBC versus the Ravens. They are trade for trade on the assumption here. The 45 doesn't quite clear the damage. A Nemesis in return there. The Ravens are trying to get the Newcastle reset, but it is CBC with the drop.
Lucky, I like you.
Elite Spectre, hit your shots. I wish I could. These are high school students.
I think we should go there.
Hi, Audible. I don't call out most people who TikTok chat, but hi, Audible. 42-11, CLHS here in the center. Welcome to College Apex. This lobby is high school Apex. That's right. I've become a king of college, and I want more. The educational pursuits of these children are probably the best thing that we could watch, especially with Apex. So, for Dem Boys, when they were in the lobby, they were Dem Boys, so they were able to get themselves back up. I thought High School League said no fighting till ring one closed. What are you talking about? No. There's plenty of fights, and it happens early. A drop on tonight for Dem Boys, up above on the roof there. Dem will crash onto the low ground. A castle wall reset. CLHS, revive around the back, stuck with the lifeline there for Dem Boys. They need to thirst this. Instead, it's a drop and a half, and CLHS has been able to reset here on the low ground. It's got time and a half for this team to put themselves back together. For C High School, I don't think they're going to be lasting much longer there. Jack Trout, the last remaining member of Dem Boys. The follow through from Twins onto the inside. Knights getting shot on the exterior there. Twin, one last reload. A peek of the 99, and that will be it. Full force drop, and it is a good start for CLHS. SJHS, Pojo, Apex 1 were able to escape and get the revive off, so now they are a duo. For the WTX, they are all the way on the western side. Honestly, the best team in high school is probably as good as a very good contenders team. At least that's what I would think. Collegiate?
Let's move there.
Sure. Looks like we'll be heading towards the barometer right now. LHS, Yellow Jackets, and Cavarius, they are going to be the ones with the prime position. Vent Kids, which is a name and a half, they're going to be here on the other side of the equation, trying to set themselves up for this rotate towards the upper ground height. But the WTX Trolls, they have been so aggressive here today, as a new roster for me to at least understand. The Vent Kids dropping two. But this, everybody almost eliminated. And for WTX, it's one final remaining member here. That'll be WTX Trolls with another clean wipeout. I'd love to know what kind of rank these kids are, because they've got to be damn good. VHEL is Vanta, yes? No, VHEL is
really close.
Valhallan. Not to mention, by the way, VHEL is now ESC Nationals, and they're going to be having a gland at Olsen. Plowboy Walker, thank you for the follow. We'll see if CBC can continue to plow this one out. That's a full wipe there, and Jaybird's got to be respectful of CL High School here on the other side. Couple of snipes. Freaky Tim. That kid's name is Freaky Tim. It's a choice. 12 squads remaining. CBC, the gatekeepers of the edge of this zone here. They've already pushed them back for now. Singular frog, exclamation point now. Couple of snipes from CBC. We'll see how this one goes. For both of these rosters, they are now officially in zone. CBC, we saw them chase this out, but there's a big bird onto Super. Twins holding out for dear life here. These kids see a team and absolutely send it. Elite Spectre, is there no better exchange than that? Hey, 35 Scream streak for Wizard. Thank you so much for CBC High School. I'll tell you what, they're not sending it. They've got a complete separation of Super there, and that might be the full death to go alongside it. VHEL, they're already pushing for these final chunk of kills. We saw them wipe out one squad, and they might be looking for the rest here. A quick run and gun away from the Octane. The pad and a final snipe! Freaky Tim with the Sentinel. Plowboy Walker, coach of SJS Pojos. One of your rosters is a duo today. I don't know so much about the other one, but we'll see. We'll see how they do. Right now, so far, CLHS and WTX Trolls, they are currently, at least for me, the two best rosters that I've gotten to witness here. WTX Trolls, a jump up to hide. The trade doesn't fall the way they want, but for Super Glide Sammy, a full thirst onto Diabeto will be the first drop down. I do not know if Susek there. They're not much longer for this world. With Susek stuck in the corner, the WTX Trolls have the 3v1 advantage. Looks like Sue will be dropping that catalyst wall down. Hold the trigger. Hold the finger. That will be a knock on a Super Glide Sammy, and it is a 2v1 now for Susek. Twilight here, quick to assault. The 99 beams around the back, and it's a final tap of the Hemlock for WTX. Now they're going to use that altar port to get them to safety here on the very edge of zone. VHCN Strongbone and Phantom are riding right by. I don't know if they actually see this. Rentable Pigeon, Rint, and Almark. The Stormborn roster here, they're going to be able to get into the likes of Barometer pretty handsomely, and especially with WTX clearing out that northern side, you're in quite a good position. Looks like Phantom, they'll be flying right above WTX Trolls for now. Twilight, Viavis, Super Glide Sammy, I'd argue might be the winners of this game. Where's the password? Scrims turns out forgot to do second drop. You're gonna have to ask Colin. You're gonna have to ask Hooser. Well, the Dell Bearcats, they're right where we saw the likes of WTX Trolls. Twilight is still separate from this roster there, and honestly could be looking to start this one off. Twilight, a deep on the stairwell, 102 on a full thirst, be a best to follow through. The rest of this team stuck up above, and that's your lifeline down. It might as well be confirmed KP for the WTX Trolls. Beams up above, and that tells me is a Valkyrie ultimate that saves WTX for now. For CLHS, they are the next best team to do well that we've seen today. Knight, Twins, Freaky Tim, especially with that Sentinel there, have been so good. We'll see how this one goes. Couple of long-range snipes. By the way, thank you again for the likes, folks. We have officially hit 1,000 likes on TikTok. Thank you so much. All right, couple of beams deep from WTX, and once again, it is another snipe from Freaky Tim on that window. For CLHS, they might not be in zone, but if they get a knock down here, this would be the entry they need. Couple of long-range shots there. It is Super Glide Sammy up on the roof, up above here. WTX, that's going to be the slow they need with that Arc Star, but it's not the knock. Glide Sammy, though, one last peek upon the head there, and that will be Knight down. But the Twins, another shot back here, and it is that heirloom G7 Scout. That weapon is just nasty when it comes to its current damage here. Trade for trade, the G7 punishing. Twilight, woo, putting the footsies on them for WTX. Little port play back with the Alter ultimate there will allow WTX to likely get a complete reset. But remember, for both of these teams, they are not in zone. You can see squads like Stormborn much closer towards this current position here. Might be able to see how they rotate in here in a second. Phantom, Dell Bearcats, and sadly, Team 12 currently in some of the better positions. CLHS, while they are on that cusp of the northern side of zone, this is still not a guaranteed spot. Granted, underneath that bridge, over there on the side of the hot dog. Pretty good. I'm gonna hop on, try to run, punch you, no idea. Just,
Enemy landed near me.
good to hear, Hunchu. A couple of beams back for the WTX Trolls, and honestly, it's barely a fight. A quick wipe out there, and it's guaranteed success. WHS down below the Phantoms, and they're going to try to lay in with a couple of snipes here against CLHS, all the way towards that northern side. 7 squads remaining. Yigzo, thank you for the follow. Del Bearcats a rat. SHS Pojo Apex, one of the few teams that have not made it into this zone yet. That northern side isn't bad, but it is a curious position. Limbox, Madness knows you, Unk. Thank you. I'm glad Madness knows who I am. I have been working for the Pro League for a couple years now. I know who Madness is. I love him. Julio Salas, thank you for the follow. He almost did it. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. WTX Trolls, shot on the side here. A couple of drops down, and it is CLHS Apex who did lose out on one off of their rotation in. Del Bear, they are going to keep this one low and slow for now. The majority of these teams are in a good spot, but VHCH Stormborn and Phantom, also WHS right here on this building, definitely in one of those better spots. SH Pojo Apex keeping it quiet, and the WTX Trolls, oddly quiet for a team that has been aggressive. So surely I get an advantage right for the competition? Probably. I'll give you a couple. I'll give you a couple advantages. 7 squads remaining, and it's about as quiet as I have ever heard it here. WTX Trolls, they could start off something though. 94 from Twilight on the distant side. We'll see what other shots can ring through. Another 90 chunk there, and for WTX, that building up towards that northern side is not available here. So against WHS, getting these knocks is crucial for the end game. Instead, WHS, a flesh found, and Super Glide Sammy will wear no crown. Red Hood there trying to peek from the other side. I'm Nessie covering the other end here, and that will be the thirst onto Super Glide Sammy. A quick push back to that lower ground, and for WTX, they are another roster forced to play this one out as a duo. Stormborn and Phantom, the same location. The Del Bears caught by CLHS Apex as it takes us down to 6 squads remaining. Phantom did face a knock, but they are quick to get a recovery back up here. Freaky Tim knocked on the side of CLHS Apex, all the way on the very side of this zone. Pojo Apex just slowly trying to sneak this one in. Kraber in the Abyss's hands, and so close yet so far for a shot that matters most. A climb up from Twilight here. WTX Trolls, they hear the rotates from Pojo around the outside, and it is a knock and a half onto Red Hood. That is WHS. WTX Trolls, though, they see these revives. WHS, Newcastle primed and ready. Twilight will get knocked by the WHS roster. A final beam will do them in. The Trolls, though, hold on for dear life. A final trade, and WHS is one of the last full health rosters here. Phantom picking Phantom low. CLHS able to find themselves representing. They are a duo, and the same to be said for Phantom. It is just WHS as a last full squad remaining. CLHS now, a 2v3, a drop from I'm Nessie. It is now 1v3, but from up on high, they'll face knock number 1. CLHS in a 1v2 scenario. I'm Nessie and Red Hood. It ain't over till it's over. It looks like for I'm Nessie, they're struggling, but they need and can take these trades synonymously. That's going to be the full thirst on a Freaky Tim, and they might sustain these revives to make it a guaranteed 1v3. Nessie to fall through from behind, and for WHS, it is a cleanup. That is pretty darn good. These kids are mid. Well, remember, they are kids. This is high school. WHS, the only team that ain't horrid from what I'm seeing. I'll tell you what, WTX was not too bad. We'll take a look at the scoreboard here in just a second. I would not be surprised if WTX had more KP. More KP here. What does VHEL stand for? I believe Valhalla. GG, though. Let's see how this one goes. Scoreboard in just a second here before we jump into that next game. It is going to be the final game of the day for high school. After that, we're moving on to check out some of the collegiate competitions. And match summary? How long did it take to get to match summary? About 5 seconds. All right. Next drop will go live in, oh geez, 5:01. A lot of them are just playing for kills over positioning. Nothing wrong, just different. Yeah, I mean, realistically, high school leagues for Apex are pretty far and few between, JCab. And so, I mean, getting a lot of these kids into a position where they actually get deep competitive experiences, especially with the variance of skill level, it doesn't really start till college, right? In college, there's leagues that have been around for 3 years now, and those are where you really start to see things, you know, get into better positioning and other habits. So for this, honestly, in high school, I would personally say the best option you can have and the best skill you can have is just being a fryer, just having really good beams. If you know how to shoot your gun, you're as good as it means. The WTX Trolls were wiped out very, very early there in that final zone, but with 18 KP and a 4th place finish, that's a guarantee of 23 points. WHS with 13, they do walk away with 25 points given a 1st place finish, so that's not too bad. They are just ahead of WTX Trolls there. CLHS Apex at 20 right behind us. Aurelius Thomas, welcome. How you doing? If me and my homeboys had Apex in high school esports, we'd smoke this easily. I got the aim, my friend Sam got the game, then we got the third that can win ones. Hey, I have no idea how the form factor for these high school teams works, but I do believe, I mean, I'd love to see it continue to expand. So, at least for now, not too bad. What is this? Well, hi, my name is Zephyr. I personally cover Collegiate Apex weekly. Every single day throughout the week, I cover College Apex. And then, Limbox, you can add time if you want. You absolute sadistic guy. Save your money, though. Come on. College Apex, I cover 7 days a week. But on Wednesdays, I did fix it. On Wednesdays, I cover a little bit of High School Apex. High School Apex is just starting for the spring season here. This is preseason, I would say day 2. So, Aurelius, thank you for the follow. It's a pleasure, and I hope you become a fan favorite around here. I really do appreciate that. These comps are so mid, bro. Bloodhound? Yeah, I mean, let's go through them. I like the Newcastle Catalyst Valkyrie. That's pretty that's fair. The Lifeline, that usually, you see Lifeline pop up in more aggressive leagues, so I'm not quite sure, but yeah, Cat Castle Valk is not bad. I agree. Cat Castle Valk. The Octane is pretty good for the ones right now, but it comes down to just aggression, so we'll see. Couple other squads lying wait in ahead here. Horizon's a bit of a pick that leaves me a bit questioning. Mirage, there's a Revenant. VHCH Stormborn is playing Revenant Lifeline Bloodhound. Why are you using Zen? Oh, bro. First of all, if you're not using Zen, who are you? You know, come on, Camarian. You know for a fact that we all have to be Zen users every day of the week. Otherwise, how could you rank up in Apex Legends? Of course. Anyways, couple other teams here. Most of them, I mean, really flexible. I would really like to see these squads get comfortable playing things like Alter. You know, having the Alter on your roster. I mean, even just in high school, you know you're going to take a fight very, very early. You might as well use the Alter for the kind of long-range recovery option. If you can take your fights, there's really no disadvantage from running it. Fantastic for the tactical play up into the building and can honestly become, I mean, quite a boon there. So that is what I did for Pred. Oh, there you go, Kindly Monkey. That's how you get it done. You get a little pred going, and that's how it goes. TJ, by the way, I did see your message. How do I sign up? Personally, I do not know how VHEL runs their signups. I'd love to learn more information, but let me see. Join the league. I'll get more information on it. I will get more information on it. You can contact them. This is it's called Valhalla Esports. And you can see, yo, didn't know you were doing this. Volt Shock, I appreciate you being here. Yeah, I cover Collegiate Apex and High School Apex. But yeah, as my friend Grap just said in chat, just join their Discord. You can find it online really easily, VHELGG, and that is how you sign up for High School Apex. But you need to be backed by your high school. Yo, if I'm a college student, can I participate? Probably not. Love the stream. Thank you, Plowboy. I appreciate that. I'd love to see SJH Pojo turn it around. It looks like your second roster got blown out here as one of the very first teams. But hey, that second squad was able to rat it as a duo here. So, I mean, all in all, who knows? SJH Pojo 2 there, Red Assassin and Red Sun and Max Steel. They are a full force and could potentially look a little bit better here. And it does look like SJH Pojo Apex 1 has go. What if I never completed? Also, hi, Speed Demon. Good to see you. Hope to see you again in ALGS. Volt Shocks, I appreciate that. I hope to see you at an event. I know we're going to Las Vegas this year. If I end up at Las Vegas, which even as a fan, I'll probably just be there. But hey, if you're there at Las Vegas, come find me. I'll be posting on Twitter, and you know what? SJ should know. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. What if I never completed high school and went back Billy Madison style? You know, personally, I mean, I feel like it's not impossible. I've met Kayak. Kayak looks kind of similar, you know, to a high school student. So we're not far off. You have not met me. I've not met Kayak, but I've met Kayak. What are these kids talking about? What you eating? Eating tacos right now. Buttering the rolls. Bro is living the high life right now. For real, for real. Texas Roadhouse is mid. Bro. Rentable pigeon. Is Zephyr high? No, I don't endorse or do drugs. But I appreciate that. Mid. Never had Texas Roadhouse? Mid house? Whoa. You said I never met Kayak, but I met him? Grap, you'll find out I say things that don't make any sense. I'm in Texas Roadhouse as we speak. Yo, Jay So Smooth. Jay So Smooth, pass me a roll, brother. I'll give you my address. Send me some of those rolls while you get a chance. Yo. Yeah, Psych Rossier. Jelly, there is another psycho in this lobby. You are probably a better psycho, though. Are there any 2x mass diffusers? I don't know. You know what? We'll have to take a look and see. It's more of a problem if we see some of the other 2x shit here later on. So, if I see a 2x alternator, honestly, that's not too bad. Bro, there's already like 3 psychos in Collegiate Apex. Yeah, it's a very popular name. You kind of got to change your name. Yo, Jay So Smooth, thank you for the follow, brother. I appreciate that. Look at what I said in your server, Zephyr. Okay, 1 second. What did Limbach send me? Tried to put him on Collegiate. For Zephyr stream, I will match the total subs given at the end of stream. The total subs right now is at... Hold on, let me put it back up because it's been so long. I have the text file. Add existing sub counter. We are currently at 545. No, just for this stream?
Let's explore that way.
Okay, well, for this stream, I've had 0. I've had 0 subs this stream. final game of the day for Collegiate Apex. We do get 19 squads here, and for WTX, it looks like they will be full sending Vent Kit. 45, 50 on a crack there. Twilight, wingman in hand here to go for the full send. Let's see what it looks like for the final number of these squads. I mean, already a drop from B Abyss there with the 2020s, and that is a clean 301 beam there from Super Glide Sammy. I don't know. I'm kind of terrified to see where these kids go to college. Right now, they look pretty damn good. WTX Trolls, they had the most KP last game, and honestly, they look like they're on track to do it again here. A couple other teams in the lobby. Most of them not even close to being near another squad here. WTX Trolls likely to turn it towards the southern side.
Someone else is over there.
I'll tell you what, guys. You heard Limbox. Limbox said he's willing to match the number of subs towards the end of this stream. So we will, I mean, I'll let you know. If I get 1 sub, Limbox, I'll shoot you a message for $5. You should have been here yesterday. People were gifting yesterday. You missed out, brother. Ooh. All right, we at least hit the 44 for there for WHS. Winners of game 1 here. They've got the line drive on the rest of C-Note. And honestly, I mean, the rest could be just as easy for them. They're not really closing the gaps in a way that matters, though. For WHS, you've got to be careful. It will be rentable prison. Only locks. Is this pros? No, only locks. This is high school students. A couple of EVA 8 shots, and for WHS, our winners of game 1, the Stormborn will likely not much last for longer here. There's the scan from Red Hood, and they might be able to sniff this final remaining member out here. Almark running for the southern side of zone. That could be the reset recovery that they need. Cavarius. Didn't get to see much of them last time around. They were wiped out quite early. Instead, the WTX Trolls finishing off Dem Boys down towards that southeastern side right now. For WHS, there's that final chase on to Almark. We said they would suss them out, and they managed to do so. Instead, back on over to the Ravens here in Ceto Station. Cavarius has the height of Ceto directly. This zone in particular is going to be going all the way up towards the northern side here, just above checkpoint in that Trench Black Sands area here. So, for the majority of our rosters, you have got time and a half. Does look like LHS Yellow Jackets and SHS Pojo are going to be the 2 rosters that currently host themselves in a decent spot. Del Bearcats. Last time around, we saw them ratting as one. For SHS Pojo here. A couple of trades. There's the full blow-up on the Trident, and the Pylon to dodge out on the nade. Pojo pinched from either side here. The Yellow Jackets have the high ground advantage. Port play available, but they won't get the steal. Still, from up on high, it's a drop onto Brayden. The Lifeline ultimate is down, but the full thirst is inevitable here for SHS Pojo. They'll be running this one out all the way towards that down beast area. And for Yellow Jackets, I mean, there's nothing stopping them from looking for this full thirst here. Does look like the Yellow Jackets aren't going to be committing for it completely. McGlizzy, you heard it. We got it. Are we even allowed to shit talk? Honestly, you know what? As long as I'm not, I think that's fair. You guys can say whatever you want. Couple of nades from Cavarius. We saw them in Ceto Station. They continue to chase this one down for the VHCH Ravens. They have been here and now are getting held out by Cavarius. One big beam from Cavarius will find the first flex of picks. There we go. There's Sheila knock and Golden Striker with another for the Ravens. There is not much longer on this world for them. Blue Sky, though, playing that Newcastle. Mobile Shield res is here. There's the peak, though. A dive behind the edge. Sheila's and the Mobile Shield will block their own bullets. A quick recovery left on the outskirts, and it will be the complete wipe of the Ravens for Cavarius here. Cavarius, the only team there on the very, very edge. CLHS Apex, one of the few squads to get some decent KP last time. They are so far from this zone right now, and while they have found a knock of one against the Del Bearcats,
An enemy there.
I don't think they'll be finding much more of a full thirst on this roster. The entirety of them are switching this one out for WTX Trolls. We saw the success of Cabarius, but this roster sets themselves above the rest here. Superglide Sammy, Twilight, and V Abyss. They looked good on some of their first takes, and for Cabarius, they're already running this one away to play either around their Rampart shields or, in my opinion, hopefully towards the next zone ahead here. I'm Nezzy from WHS, just finding a knock on Exotic Go Crazy. And that is our winners from last game, continuing to find KP to boot. Snipers out and ready. Triple take available. Cabarius trying to hold either side here, and that will be a drop onto WTX. Mock with one full send, and that is going to be the ultra recovery here, but not before Cabarius is getting the full thirst at that. WTX now set as a duo. They can get a trap all the way towards the very edge of zone, but instead, it is going to be a full send. Dives beyond the Newcastle shield, but Twilight is going to get caught out in the back. The grab cannon, the only saving grace. A single bullet does them in. And for Cabarius, they have a 3v1 advantage to finish off WTX. What started so good and so confident for WTX Trolls could be the end of their life. For WHS, our winners of game one, a full send on to Pojo here. Does look like she gonna call me Baby Boo, the only full health member. Long range shots, 30-30, dirty. A drop onto Beastman, and one last knock will send at least one of our Pojo rosters out in 12th place here. For WHS, they're primed and ready to look for another dub on the day here. Del Bearcats and CLHS struggling in their own way. For CLHS, one of the first chunks of KP that they have been able to pick up. It does look like the WTX Trolls just got themselves set back up there. One last nice cool finish there for the Twins for CLHS. Del Bearcats completely separate. One of their final members is all the way out towards the pylon right now.
That way, fellas. Move your butt.
All right. LHS, Yellow Jackets, Team 17, and WHS are beginning to truly play this end zone. Remember what I said, though. It's not going to finish inside checkpoint. 6-7. Thank you. SJHS Pojo, though. They may be a fan favorite of Plowboy here, but realistically, Franklin is making short work as a duo. A final couple of beams here. The 99 in the sky, a switch to the flat line, and that will be both Pojo rosters eliminated. The WTX Trolls, they just got the complete revive there, and I don't know if they'll be catching this one. The zone is closing here, so extending this far to the south for WTX may not be the best of decisions. You have to be super respectful. KBM Funky, though, just unable to get that much further away. A 99 beam. The PK goes wide. Super Glide Sammy has shown up here to finish the job. The zip line across, and it's a 77 PK pump there as we'll see them dive into the zone. A final tick of the ring will be what kills KBM. The WTX Trolls the furthest from zone. We got a little peek there. CLHS and Cabarius still stuck in C-Totes. And it does seem like Team 17 here. The full send with the knuckle cluster. There's the bombardment straight into the castle wall. That's damage and a half. Arcstar's now sticking on either side. Able to find a little bit of damage here. That's the peak play to not find the knock one. It's none other than Psycho. And they're looking like their college counterpart here. A couple of major knocks. And it will be just one remaining. The rest of Team 17 coming on in here to finish the job. For Cabarius, trades against Ricky Tim. And for CLHS, they are already down 2 members here. Knight, the last remaining one. And for Cabarius, at least they will find these full thirst in the back. There we go. One last beam around the backside. You have to imagine, yes, the WTX Trolls have come on in here for the third party. We talked about how far south you were, and this is the prime opportunity to get some extra knocks for WTX Trolls. There you go. A couple of extra full thirsts, and they might be finding the Knight as well. That grab cannon, maybe to be utilized. Cabarius even further south. WTX, they might prioritize just getting in here. CBCHS They are still here as well as the Knight from CLHS will survive. Always looking for Jay, I do agree with you. I also disagree with you. Some would say I don't. Some would say I would. CBC. I don't think they survived the WTX onslaught there. A couple of good caustic gas traps will find Fleshbound on Superglide Sammy. But at the end of the day, the Trolls will be the survivor. I was going to say favored. The Trolls will be the favored on that southern side. 7 squads remaining. CLHS and Cavarius are not in zone. Del Bearcats, Team 17, and LHS Yellow Jackets, who have been here from the get-go, are still in this lobby. We'll see how this one finishes up here. Looks like Team 17 able to get that reset recovery. I like the LHS Yellow Jackets position, though. Playing from that upper high ground of Checkpoint converts very nicely into the final position of this zone. You have that high ground heady over peak on just about everybody. Now, the WHS roster, they are going to try to take that one away, but they could rotate out east towards that Spider's Choke to guarantee that they get inside Checkpoint. The Del Bearcats could be running into them shortly here, but for LHS, I mean, they're just taking the time to make sure they defend. There's Team 17 below them. Nice flesh found for Susek. And there we go. A couple of nades to break down the door. WTX on the other side of Team 17 there. And they'll find the full knock onto Psycho as well. Newcastle resets, and the WTX Trolls are forced and finished. 6 squads remaining. WTX. I mean,
Let's check out over there.
WHS are also still in this lobby. You can see them there holding out the Bearcats. Well, maybe not for much longer. The Valkyrie Ultimate will save the Bearcats for now. WHS, though, they did at least find the one. TB all the way over to the side, and this guarantees that the Bearcats are into that next zone. WHS, they're making a smarter decision here to rotate into that Spider side. LHS still on high ground to behold. CLHS trying to get in, but they might be a troll. End of the day, that ring is ticking. And for CLHS, they just did not prioritize their rotate to zone efficiently. WTX here, like I said, into that Spider's Choke. They should be okay for now. That will be the end of CLHS dying out to the ring there. And we're down to our final 5 squads remaining. WHS above WTX Trolls, LHS Yellow Jackets, and it does look like, by the way, Ryan Stewart, thank you for the follow. It does look like we see this rotate out for WTX there. They're going to play that center building down below. Ma, a single rat for Cavarius, and the Del Bearcats stuck as a duo. Here's a port play from The Abyss. Zip line up to height there, but it is so hard to get into those Watson fence lines. WTX, though, they should recognize this western side of zone is available. This is our first season in VHEL for both of SJS Pojo Apex teams. Great stream, and we did okay for the preseason week. Hey, Plowboy Walker, I appreciate that. User 580-619-847-46253. Thank you for the follow. Del Bearcats, even though they are on the edge of zone, able to get themselves set back up for now. LHS Yellow Jackets thrive as they may with the Watson fence lines that did manage to stunt WTX. They're still looking for either a kidnap or a long-range knock. Diabeto is going to go down here, and that allows them to step up. WTX with knock number 2. A rush up from the Watson, and that will be all said and done here. WTX now hosting themselves in the highest position, the best spot in zone. Kraber in the hands of WHS, and they're trying to look for their second win here in this lobby. WTX Trolls were so close to picking up one of their own. Del Bearcats, by the way, also here playing the northern side. The Abyss, able to find that Kraber shot in their eardrums, now understanding the pressure that exists there. Superglide Sammy, holding out that southern side of zone, understands that that rat of Cavarius is right in front of them. Looks like for Mob, they've already taken a bunch of damage there. The rampart walls will not land, and you know what? Superglide Sammy, they're just going to extend out for that final piece of merch. I'm Nessie with a long-range drop onto the Del Bearcats there, and you have to be so careful how you finish them off there. Not a drop to the low ground, but at least a Kraber finish. Another shot out there, and it's going to be infinite ammo that keeps I'm Nessie in line there. Still. So, available for both WHS. WTX, though, they want to finish this fight. A climb up onto the window lets VHEL know exactly where they're playing here. Catalyst walls, though, they make this so hard to push into. WHS, one good Kraber knock would give them what they need, but the WTX Trolls have the best position in zone. We know for a fact that the Bearcats, well, we know for a fact that the Bearcats might not know what they're doing there. That's a long-range sniper shot, and you just got to hide better than that. Adopt a Dad, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the shares as well, folks.
Enemy out there. Almost out there.
WTX Trolls, all three up. Del Bearcats now forced to play the low ground, and WHS, they drop down to survive. That guarantees that WTX now have a high ground advantage. A dive into the building there, and all they would need is that G7 scout knock. Silver, thank you for the follow. For WHS, they survived the rotate to the low ground here, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but Del Bearcats is still alive. A couple of long-range exchanges. That's going to be the knock onto Royal Rival against Del Bearcats, and Twilight is going to exchange here to see if they can pick up that full thirst as well. A dive around the back to the low ground there. And that is the final piece of KP that they need against the Bearcats. They are still alive, but Wilkes is playing this one up on this high ground here, and likely is just going to be ratting this one out. WTX, WH. Will it be WHS with another big win here on the day? Or will it be up above the WTX Trolls finding themselves their very first one? 9 seconds to go on that round 5 close. The Catalyst walls have guaranteed that that building is safe. WTX Trolls have now found out on Wilkes. There's a little port play, and as they drop down, you might as well be setting yourself up for death. It's a nice chunk of damage through the leaf line, but even Twilight can't find that final wipe there. VHEL, they'll get that last shot, and we are down to a strict 3v3 here. Now, honestly, this is my strategy. You want my impression as a coach? WTX, play the roof. WTX is guaranteed to be forced to drop down from this height. This height is not allowed to play into the end zone. Take both of your members, have 2 of them play the outside, and have 1 of them play the roof. WHS, even with a Catalyst, they will get forced out of this building, and they will have nowhere to run. VHEL and Twilight are already moving forward. And I'll tell you what, even if you don't play the roof, at least keep Super Glide Sammy up here on height to be your eagle's eye there. I like the fact that they are beginning to follow through on that. A little bit of tree cover here for VHEL. Twilight looking through that zone. I don't know if WHS has the Catalyst wall, if they have the Newcastle wall here, but it's going to come down to the very, very end. Let's see how this one goes. I'm Nessie. They do have the cat wall. They are going to look to split that one, maybe over towards the tree line. But remember, the minute they do so, they are getting shot above by Super Glide Sammy. Oh, hey, Pear.
Good place to start a scene.
Couple of knocks. Big damage from Twilight. They're going to send it on to VHEL. No visible, but VHEL is taken low there. Knock for knock, a 2v2. WHS, though, is oh so low. And remember, though, with that Newcastle, they will be able to get this reset oh so quick there. Twilight tries to peek on through. And how can something so right go so wrong? Super Glide Sammy, the conduit ultimate down. But in a 1v3 situation, it is another win for WHS. 2 wins in a row for WHS. You know what? That cat wall was excellent. A beautiful cat wall. Gets the zone. Splits it onto VHEL perfectly. They get 1 free knock onto VHEL. And I'm a little sad. WTX had all the time in the world to punish them, and they failed to do so. It's Nessie. It's good to see ya. Welcome to the stream. Congratulations. What up, Koryu? Ryan Stewart, thank you for the like. Let's take a look at that final match summary here in just a second. That is the last high school game of the day. I'm going to pull up Apex Legends while I have a chance here because I got to pop on over to Collegiate. And they should be just finishing their last game here. Yeah, Koryu's in chat too. All right, WHS with 11. That is going to be a 23-point game there. The WTX roster, though, 27 KP in a second-place finish is a guaranteed 36 points. Combined with their extra lead in the first game, they definitely won the day. Even though WHS was the team that got first 2 times in a row, they just weren't aggressive enough. So that will be the difference against them here. Congratulations to those of you that postured and played out for high school. We're going to be moving on over to college Apex as our night, of course, gets a little bit later here. Let me pop on over, open up that scrim code while I got a chance. Congratulations to those of you that are playing in VHEL. Valhalla League will be starting this upcoming Wednesday, and that is when the points truly matter here. So, at least for now, we will have to wait and see. Match number 1. Wait, match number 1 says it just played out here. Did Kuzer not wait? Just like a second? Did we start the scrims almost immediately? It just ended? Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Well, there you go. We're going to be moving on over here in just a second. Let me switch my POVs. Thank you so much to my observer today. And a thank you to everyone else who tuned in for that little high school watch party. Welcome back, though. Let's take a look at the current scoreboard for scrims. We missed out on game 1, and honestly, maybe we're a little sad that we did. It is going to be the caustic ban for game 1 here, and at least a first win picked up by UCF Rising. Croissant, Fuzz, Hayden Z, they are the leaders of our initial game. The Illinois State Redbirds. J-Bo, thank you so much for the follow. The Illinois State Redbirds in second. UCF Academy, they were in third. So we got both UCF Rising rosters looking pretty good. There's KSU Black. Wait, KSU Black is in this lobby and they're shitting the bed? How is KSU? I mean, they got the second, they're tied for the first amount of KP, but KSU Black is not a contenders level team. This is a premier level team. Why is KSU Black? We're having fun? Zone gameplay? I don't care about zone gameplay. I want to see you send it on somebody. I'm only listening to country music and not comms. That sounds like a personal problem, okay? I'm zone gameplaying it. Who you playing on, Singular Frog, tonight? Who are you filling for? Barton? The Barton Bulldogs have Singular Frog from New York University filling in tonight. Honestly, we'll just see how the rest of it goes here. I'm going to start a prediction. Over under 11.5 KP for KSU. If you want to get on the prediction, you're going to have to pop on over to the purple app there. That's one of my favorite things to do, is offer a couple of little bets for those that watch. 2 minutes on the board, over under 11.5. Last game, they were able to get 12, so that would be an over. But I just told them to be aggressive here. Get your bets in. 1 minute, 51 to go. All right, that being said, let us pop in and check it out. First game, at least of the day, for scrims here. Zephyr's going to hydrate while he gets a chance. Honestly. Hey, Ryan! Or, actually, I said that wrong. Ryan! Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that there. Plenty of teams to start off on World's Edge. It looks like you got Tamu White here against Campspell in that, at least, starting Skyhook area. Trying to take a look. Lava Siphon. That is the place Kennesaw will call home. Limbox, Kindly Monkey, and Misty today. Looks like they are playing the Conduit, Octane, and Mad Maggie. How this comp works? you get a little full send. You get the full send with the Maggie ball, the kindly monkey follow through, and then you've got Misty playing this one back as a support to make sure that they're safe here. Another fight that could blow up in any second. The ISU Haymakers, they do have Psycho filling in from SNHU. Iowa State has a personnel advantage here. Wright State on the other side of the equation is oh so close, and even the Barton Bulldogs could get down dapper and dirty with it. Does look like UCF Academy, not our winners of last game, are pretty close. College esports, nice. That's right. I like doing a little high school stream on Wednesdays because you know what the high school students can check out immediately afterwards? They can see college esports. They can see their future ahead here. Now in college esports, you play a lot more games, and the quality definitely jumps right up, Plowboy. But if you're already playing competitive Apex in high school, you might as well be fantastic when you get to college. Doesn't look like Tamu's going to be taking that fight anytime soon. Instead, once again, peeking back over towards ISU. They do not have a high ground advantage there, and Kayak is slightly separated. UB Esports, a trade available against the UCF Rising squad here. I mean, a couple of nades, but that won't be the entry they need. Instead, Dirtiest Donut from Buffalo will be coming in. P2020's in hand, trade for trade, bombardment to play, but it is a bad choice of utility timing. Fuzz, they almost wiped themselves out in their own mother load. Shrem will get a knock onto the other side there. Dirtiest Donut being stuck on the other side. There's the port play, and Limitless Range doesn't look like they know what half of they're doing. Here we go, a couple of full burns, a crack around the back. Croissant up to high ground at any given point here could seal the deal. There's the Valkyrie play, and with the Hemlock, you just need a single final tap. It'll be Shem surviving with just 50 of their health here. Instead, we'll jump on over to Rochester versus Winthrop, a 2v2 situation, and I'd say I'm biased. Welcome back, Speed Demon. I did in fact miss you. Abel Bean with a knock onto none other than Jack. A slide around the back from Abel Bean. A reload onto the 99 is clean and mean. One final triple take shotgun finale. And Rochester will be the first team eliminated here against Winthrop. A pop on over to Campbell University, and they've got a slight disadvantage. Sinatra, another flyaway as a Valkyrie is going to be the safety for them. So many teams here. The ISU Haymakers, Wright State, Barton, and I can't believe I'm saying this, University of Hawaii JV, and a 4-person or a 4-team stack all the way in zone. Wright State, they've got high ground right now. ISU Haymakers just below them. Barton Bulldogs. What is this? Well, Blackout King, this is College Apex. You got university teams playing against each other. Tonight is Scrims. They're getting their practice in tonight. Looks like J-Bub, though, they're going to take more than practice tonight. They're going to take all the damage and more there. ISU Haymakers, though, still not getting involved. We might have to take a look a little bit later. Instead, Illinois State Redbirds, they were looking pretty good last game. Didn't get to see how they finished, but they are going to dodge out on that Sparrow ultimate for now. On the other side of the equation, Full Sail Armada quickly running and gunning this one away into the choke. Plenty of other squads. Misty will be full thirsted here for CU Boulder, and that will be Limbox as the last remaining member for Kennesaw State. Texas A&M, a trade of their own. It looks like Campbell University somehow got a revive back in it. That's it for Grapp, and that is your best player on Texas A&M eliminated here. Full Fireball, the last remaining member. And for Tamu White, they never get a chance to survive. That'll be it for the Aggies. Campbell University taking out the JV Texas A&M roster. Plenty of other teams still left alive in the lobby. I do want to touch on ISU Haymakers. They went towards Geyser. Wright State ballooned all the way back here over towards Lava Siphon. There's Hawaii, a slow rotation in. And the same to be said for the late revive of the Barton Bulldogs. All 4 of these teams out in stacks are now playing towards zone. A quick check-in, though, with our teams that are looking a little bit better in terms of positioning. Northwestern, this is a good spot to hold. The same can be said for St. Clair Saints Gold and the likes of UCF Academy. Personally, I like playing this one a little bit higher here, but where you see Indiana University could also become a good position. Tibbs, welcome to the live. Honestly, I wish I could see the joiners a little bit better here. I'm going to move this one back and forth. Ignore the game looking shisty for a second. There we go. All right, folks. Peanut Butter is okay with a long-range snipe, but for now, we'll be checking in with Indiana University. Winthrop Garnet is low, and the swing from Indiana comes in right alongside the snow. Swipe from up above leads into a knock from Alex for one. Indiana University now playing the knockdown shield, able to find the return there. But remember, the third party from Camps Belleville is just here as well. I can't imagine either of these teams will survive for long now. You know Ego, down with a knock onto Abelbeam. That's one remaining member for Winthrop. Up on high ground, Indiana University takes the full brunt of the missile strike here. And that will be, well, at least for now, Winthrop eliminated in a 3v3 exchange potentially available for Camps Belleville versus Indiana. That's a knock on to Factor there. And I have no idea why it switched me all the way to Illinois. Swipe, trying to hang on for dear life. Flesh be flesh. The reload is in the worst of times. On the other side, Sinatra versus Cyber. Trade for trade. Sinatra up above there. A peek behind the catalyst wall. A reload on the alternator and a trade to the other height. A quick shield battery is gonna come in clutch here. And it is right in the nick of time. There's the heal. The damage is so real. A flesh on the other end, but it is still success for Indiana University. The revives. Why is my board halfway falling down? Honestly, you know what? I can't be bothered to fix it. Andrew, welcome. See you, Boulder. This is a team that also wish my high school had Apex competitive. Well, this is college now. But hey, I wish it did too. See you, Boulder. Traded on the other side. Kennesaw just got their revives. Burn for burn, beam for beam. It looks like CU Boulder might be memes. A quick heal from the interior there. And for Colorado University Boulder, it is all said and done. Poppy, thank you for the like. Most of our squads, 15 remaining, down here on the low ground. I can't imagine. This is a great spot to be. University of Hawaii held out here. Illinois State, or sorry, Iowa State, very close as well. Love Shiny, welcome. Well, looks like Iowa will be getting out of Dodge here. University of Hawaii somehow able to take that balloon completely for free. Wright State does no job to get a knock. Instead, let's tune into Illinois State because they've got a job in tow here. Double knocks down, a revive on the other side, and it is going to be the full thirst against the Barton Bulldogs. YouTube, Hyperdestructor7, thank you so much for the follow there. Couple of other full thirsts ahead here. UB Esports against Kennesaw. And this is a team I asked to get more aggressive. Davenport on the other side of this exchange as Kennesaw are just biding their time. Kindly Monkey to leave. Mad Maggie knocked here. There's the rampart on the interior, but there's no walls against them. A triple take knock, and somewhere there is a lifeline alive here. Right on the interior, Davenport will be found. Maggie, Conduit, Octane. Hey, they wanted to get as aggressive as possible. And you know what? So far for now, it has guaranteed that they are walking away with at least 5 KP. Plenty of other teams with our 13 squads remaining. CSU Rams up on height. Kennesaw here. It looks like you got UB Esports, though, finding Kindly Monkey. A peek around the bend, and you have to imagine the rest of Kennesaw know they have a damage advantage on this fight. Little drill around the back there. There's the dive. A final knock onto UB, and it's Misty sticking the other recovery. Dipper Esports from University of Hawaii peeking in from the zone, and they're going to meet their maker almost immediately. Kennesaw State has elevated to a completely different level this game. There's the EMP. It finds them just as well, and you have to imagine that was Banana dropping the EMP for recovery there. Going to be able to get that banner back. And for University of Hawaii JV, we'll see how it goes. This is for high school. High school was earlier tonight. We're now on college, Mikkel. This is where these high school players find themselves at the end of the track. Well, we just got ratted on. Singular Frog, I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah, you know what? You got to hear the tippy taps sometimes. The breaths. I'm kidding. Ratting sucks. KSU Black, though, they don't suck at finding their kills. Somehow, Kindly Monkey just goes down. There's the damage against the Newcastle, and it's up to Misty and Limbox there. Maybe one final nade before the end of that one, and you're going to get Small Guy putting in some long-range shots here. Somehow, Kennesaw has been allowed to get all the way over, and it will be Indiana University thirsted by Illinois State here on the western side of zone. Plenty of teams in it. And Kennesaw, they're going to have to play for banner recovery again here. University of Hawaii, a mobile shield recovery. CSU Rams up on high. Hey, Waffles! What's the chance of deadlock happening more this next week, Mr. Weatherman? You know what? I might host another community deadlock night. Maybe this weekend. We will see. We will see. All right? I know some of you guys really like it. Colorado State up on high. Hawaii, nowhere to go. It is a recovery for Kennesaw. Iowa State over towards the west. Up in the center of zone. UCF rising. And they're pumping nades down onto Wright State. There's Illinois State Redbirds flying on in as J-Bub will go down. UCF Academy. St. Clair Saints Gold on their last embers here as Full Sail Armada are for the trade. Here comes the port play, and I mean, honestly, I'm surprised they're losing this exchange. Red will be knocked down, and it's not much better for Malicious. There's the final peak from UCF Academy, and that is just a tough exchange. It took too long there for Full Sail. Thank you for the share. And also, Mr. Daddy, thank you for the follow. It's a great name. I don't know about a deadlock tournament. I'm not there yet. I could, though. A couple of takes. Kennesaw up above here. The ISU Haymakers, though, not the slowest of rosters. Stoney! How you doing, brother? I am fantastic. We're covering College Apex right now. If you coast... Yeah, I'll call... Calm down. ISU Haymakers, a drop of one against Limbox, and that is arguably one of the best Kennesaw rosters. Misty, though, a PK pump there, shot in the back and no reload available. Kindly Monkey with a knock of their own, and it is a 1v1 here for Kindly Monkey. Beams around the back, Fletch found, a reload and a dive, ports up to height, and Kindly will miss out on the port play down to the low ground again. Another one exchange there. The pylon, though, not enough to heal ISU Haymakers. Welcome, Brody. Great commentary. Hey, Hank, I appreciate that. Your compliment is seen. That was a really lame way to say that, but hey, I still appreciate it. University of Hawaii, solo as they are. I don't know if they're going to be able to get banner recovery this time. CSU Rams absolutely knows their current position. By the way, shout out to UT's Double Dancel filling in from the University of Texas to play for this team right now. Maybe not one of the best players, but hey, still a player. Guys, don't bring pro deadlock players to a deadlock tournament. I will cancel the tournament. Kindly Monkey, Limbox, and Kennesaw, aggressive as they are, a point-blank crypto. I cannot believe they stood just still there. That'll be Fuzz, down and dusted for the UCF roster. Limbox is racing against this Catalyst wall. A quick reload of the 99 there, and UCF Rising will be done on the edge. A couple of snipes from Wright State, and more importantly, Illinois State here. The Redbirds have gotten knock number one, and they could find another. Limbox is actually full thirsted from the snipe all the way on the edge of zone. 6 squads remaining. We'll see how this goes. Can I bring my top 25 roommates? No. You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. Mikey, thank you for the follow. 6 squads remaining. Colorado State down on the low ground. Wright State stuck as a duo right up against Kennesaw as well. Kennesaw is going to put down the damage that they can because the full thirst from behind is almost inevitable here from Colorado. That'll be it for Wright State. Sniped out by CSU and Illinois State on the other side. Northwestern Purple is covering this CSU rotate in and up the way towards the north. You've got UCF Academy still fighting for their end zone. Now Misty does have the Moby. They could drop this Moby at any given point, and there you go. Get the complete reset in here. There we go. Limbox will be back in the fight, and you have to question, where will they go? Already, Illinois State Redbirds, though, taking a brunt of damage, and they might be playing right into that position. UT's double Dancel, though. He's trying to open it up for a mirror rotation, almost exactly like Kennesaw here. For CSU, though, they could go all the way towards the eastern side and play this one into Northwestern Purple. There's the revive. Kennesaw are back to the low ground. Limbox is getting sniped, though. Just as quickly as he peeks in, he is sniped back. Clam is covering. CSU, a drop from height here. What was good in the early game has become bad in the late. Double members from Colorado State here. And the final one, just sitting there with their pants completely down. That'll be Kennesaw, another full wipe. And now they've got the low southern side to work with here. Northwestern Purple, a good high ground rock. UCF Academy still stuck on that survey camp low ground, and Illinois State Redbirds controlling as much as they can. For Kennesaw, though, the aggression never stops. Kindly is traded back here. If he goes down to zone, it is up to Limbox to get the job done. There is the burn, and it's going to be the drill that gets the final knock here. Absolutely fantastic drill from Kennesaw. Kennesaw is reviving. Judge is flying. Illinois needs to look on over the high ground here. And my God, UCF Academy, the fact that they never moved from this low ground will finally come back to bite them. One big full thirst is all they need. The Sheila is laying in there. But for Illinois State Redbirds, a fully healthy Kennesaw can move in at any given moment. Illinois know they need to slow this one down. Somehow, Goku Siege has survived here for UCF Academy. There's the recovery. Skittles, thank you for the compliment. Limbox over towards the eastern side. A coverage on both UCF and Illinois there. Gonna try to get that break before the EMP is available for this end game. That drone will be recovered. Henbone, welcome back. Good to see you, buddy. Always a pleasure, Face. What's up, yo, you looking at, punk? Welcome back to the stream, brother. Couple of ticks on a UCF on this low ground here, and I mean, it's high ground advantage. They are stuck in a corner. A Maggie ball is dropped, but it's a port play from the altar. This could set up Illinois for success. Misty has to survive here. UCF will go down, and it is a point-blank exchange here. Illinois, a drop of one. Certified Tweaker, Kostenko, and Judge have the 3v2 advantage. A beam on the walls here. A dive from Misty, but it's a Redbirds dub in Game 3. Kennesaw had to take that fight so much cleaner. Because Kennesaw did not take that fight as clean as they could, they let UCF get the jump on them, and that was a guaranteed Illinois State success. Are you going to fast for Ramadan? No, but I do fast every single day. Fun fact. But the water part, I don't. The water part, not quite. Mikhail Twin, thank you for the follow. Great game. Fantastic game from Kennesaw there. Now, I asked you guys, if you are a friend of the Purple app, I'll tell you what, we do a little game after every single match. Actually, before every single match here. If it would load, I think Overstat is broken. Skittles, thank you for the follow. Amazing commentary, 10 out of 10. Hey, I really appreciate that. So, let's see. I hope Overstat fixes itself here because this is the only place that we get to see the points. I think Overstat might just be completely down. Overstat is down? Oh my God. Colbert Fishing, thank you for the like. Zephyr's going to keep combing his hair while he gets a chance. Well, no Overstat. We might have to wait. Wait, it's back? Yeah, it's back. All right. So, standings up on the board. We might have to reload the page. Zephyr, time to bring out the pen and paper? I don't know about that. All right, Lucas, welcome back, brother. One of my favorite subscribers. You know, Overstat is back up, but okay, game is not in yet. All right, we'll wait on that one. Kennesaw Black looking clean that whole game besides the last fight. They were frying. Honestly, Kennesaw is just having fun. And on top of that, Kennesaw Black was playing with a sub. Misty is not a stereotypical member of Kennesaw. So right now, yeah, this is also JV Scrims, and Kennesaw is a varsity level team. Is the best way I can describe it. I mean, that's like not the best way. These are tier 1 collegiate players playing against tier 2 level players. So that is the difference maker. All right. We were awful. My IGL was throwing. Oh, there you go. There's your answer. Straight from the source himself. Well, let's see what Kuzer says. Give me a second looking at the overstat. All right, well, we're going to have to wait. Is there a prize pool? In Collegiate Apex, there is, in fact, a prize pool. The prize pool for this particular league is close to about 5,000, I would say, at least left up in the air. For the College Apex League hosted by NECC, that is another $5,000 up in the air. This one will have its final competition hosted somewhere in the Midwest. And for NECC, theirs will be at San Antonio. These are live competitions in person. So, one last refresh on the scoreboard, and Overstat is chugging. I think Overstat might be done. If you guys have any more questions about Collegiate Apex, by the way, I'm happy to answer it. Getting involved, a favorite team, etc. What are the dates in San Antonio? I'm glad you asked. San Antonio. Let's look up NECC games. Here we go. NECC. They said their LAN would be, as I scroll through here. Actually, you know what? I could just scroll through mine because I retweeted it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Gosh, I post way too much, man. There we go. May 14th through 17th. So San Antonio, Texas will be May 14th and 17th. That one is going to be slightly less competitive due to the variety of teams that compete in it. The Midwestern LAN has not been announced yet. I mean, I could tell you it's going to be early May, I believe, if I'm correct. Let's see. It is... yeah, we'll see. Oh, by the way, I might be able to add something to the broadcast. May take my teams there to check it out. You going to be there? I will definitely be. One of them is in the Midwest. I definitely will be at that one. NECC, I would hope to be at that one as well. I casted the last San Antonio LAN for NECC, and I'm happy to do it again. I did it completely for free, too. You know, so it's only a 6-hour drive for us. Pojo Apex, where are you guys located? If it's only a 6-hour drive for you, I'll tell you what. I'm in Texas. I'm a Texan, so. All right. Is the scoreboard finally fixed? Dang. Overstat is struggling tonight. West of DFW, Texas. Oh, cool. That is crazy. You're even closer to I am. I'm in College Station, Texas right now. Springtown High School in Springtown, Texas. No way. I'm totally not going to dox you, but you did just say it out loud, so I can just look it up. Take a look at that. You guys are right here. My butt is right here. I'm right here. I am oh so close. that's not the right one. There you go. For the sake of the argument, we are 3 hours away. I grew up in the Waco area. Sick. Can I host a barbecue at our house? Yeah, sure. Generational docks. Oh, I don't care. I don't care if people know where I live. My address is public. My address has been doxed so many times at this point. I've given up. I just let people know where I live, and if they show up to my house uninvited, well, they're going to learn why I'm a Texan. Also, yeah, you could totally host a barbecue at my house, but I'm definitely going to be cooking. The TechCEF State Tournament is in Waco, Texas at Baylor at the Convention Center the first weekend of May. I'll say this, I have heard about it. I know they are going to be there. I also know, though, that the conflict, I will probably be busy. I may particularly be busy on that weekend. What if message you first before showing up? That's fair, too. You can do that. I will be there on March of 17th if the flight price isn't cooked. Why are you coming to my home on March 17th? On my way from UCF, get ready. Why are we coming to my house on March 17th? What are we doing? All right, bet I'll be there. I don't think I'm allowed into the United States. I don't know you, but I'm on my way. All right, hold on, folks. Calm down. I meant March 10th. Now that one makes a little bit more sense. March 10th makes a little bit more sense. Let's go. We are all invited to the cookout. Hey, I'll say this. If you guys show up to my house at the exact same time on like March 17th or something, don't know why I gave you a date, but I just gave you a date. If you show up to my house on March 17th, sure, I'll host you. March 17th is St. Patty's Day. That is true. That is true. That is St. Patrick's Day. I did not realize that. I will bring Stack, most likely Skittles. Skittles, you're invited. Skittles are my favorite candy, fun fact. I'm not saying that just because you're Skittles. They are literally my favorite candy. I'll be there March 8th or 9th. What are you talking about? What day works best for you? Everyone is getting drunk. You're allowed to get drunk if you are above age. If you are not allowed to get drunk. Yeah, I will say, though, that is a rule you're about to learn, by the way, about my event I'm hosting on the 10th and 11th. So for those who are curious about seeing my house, I will be hosting the Apex Olympics on the 10th and 11th of March at my domicile. And something to note about that is that it'll be here. And I've invited 8 players from around the United States to come show up, and they will be competing in a series of real-life challenges hosted by moi for a prize pool, too. Overstat's cooked? Yeah, I know. No overstat tonight. This is the first night I think overstat has ever been this cooked. Anyways, game has officially started. We're going to pop back in. I know that's the entire thing. But I will say, I've invited quite a few excellent players. Howdy, Sinatra. Good to see ya. W overstat. L overstat. L overstat, Sinatra. My favorite, by the way, is just regular Skittles or sour Skittles. Sour Skittles are pretty great. So. Anyways, I doubt you guys can actually hear that. I don't know why. I just wanted to touch my guitar. All right. Game number 3 is starting. Also, yeah, a little guitar. It's going to be real interesting if it's game 4. It's still down. I can't set drops. We might have to cancel scrims today, guys. I honestly, and you know what? As someone who has literally streamed nonstop every single day for the entirety of February, that'd be good. Hey, yes, I will, Plowboy. I will be casting each of the VHEL things on Wednesday. And, yeah. As well, have a good time. Get those papers graded. You're a good teacher if you're getting them graded. Shout out to teachers everywhere, by the way. It is a thankless job. I know this, my family. My mother was a teacher, so helped a lot. Sour are amazing, by the way, folks. Sour Skittles. My favorite factor of Sour Skittles is getting absolutely my mouth shredded. I love that moment when you eat the Skittles and then you die. And that is just pure suffering. And then you can't help yourself. Because they're Sour Skittles. And they're fantastic. And I'm doing that thing right now where my mouth is like falling apart and watering. Even though, you know. Lewis, come here. Come here, baby boy. You're gonna get food soon. Come here. Hey guys, you want to see my cat? This is my cat. He's about to get some dinner. It's almost dinner time for him, so. Plenty of other squads here. CSU, they have the prime initial position for this zone ahead. It's the best place to play from, but realistically speaking, I mean, we will have to wait and see how they make this one work. Davenport, the same to be said, can get here early and play this high ground advantage, or at least even in these buildings right here to guarantee they've got a spot, but we will have to wait and see if they actually do it. Full Sail Armada, a couple of early shots here to start these fightings. And realistically, it is a quick recovery here from UB Esports to get out of Dodge. Dirtiest Donut is low here. And maybe we could see a little bit more of Full Sail Armada, but I would not hold our breath. Instead, it is going to be a knock against University of Hawaii JV. A quick revive is coming on through. And for the Barton Bulldogs, they got time and a half here. Small guy will be knocked by Arctic Lucas, and honestly, this is a fight that could decide the end of the game. Nice drill there. Double Dancel, 47. A Mad Maggie ball through the other side, but Small guy is still down. Remember, they can always utilize this altar for a good port play response. Davenport is low, though, and that is going to be the recovery onto Small guy here. That hard light window has been broken, but that rampart wall is still alive. Good chunk of damage. Nades coming through from up above. Another Arc Star thrown out here. And 47, I can't believe you are still living. Davenport right up against the door there. Peeking onto the edge. We'll say goodbye to Rochester at the hands of 2. Port play is up to Roof. And it will be DUI Bullet Bait. Dropped down here. Bullet Bait, the first member found. CU is trying to get out towards this exterior to get the full thirst. That'll be it for Salinica, and it is just Arctic Lucas now, pulling a quick Arctic, or an altar port play, all the way back towards the inside of this zone. Bullet Bait is saved for now, and that will be the recovery. I mean, if I'm then, I might look for this. Yeah, there's literally no reason not to. You have the numbers advantage. It's a trade for 1, a pop around the back here, but 47 from the Colorado State Rams will get the response they need. Now, it looks like we did just see the wipe for the ISU Haymakers here. They wiped out Wright State. Meanwhile, the Barton Bulldogs, University of Hawaii's JV roster, Banana is chasing this one out and away for suffering and success. Meanwhile, other side of zone, looks like Kennesaw completely split. Kindly Monkey will get sniped by Illinois State Redbirds here. I can imagine they might stick this recovery, but Judge is quickly looking for the rift to port onto this. That is a bad revive timing. There they go. Another re-knock onto Kindly Monkey with just a tick of health to his name. A crack around the back here. And you're kind of thankful Limbox is not part of this equation. Getting shot in the back from a singular monkey. Down below him, by the way. Banana ratting this one out. Limbox here. He'll put in a couple of shots for Kennesaw Black. And realistically, I think this is just a tough spot to be. Oh, good. Overstats back up. Fantastic. Good to hear. Well, Limbox will rat. Banana will do the same. Looks like the Barton Bulldogs, they might know about Banana's position here after that scan. Gonna drop to the low ground, take a little looksy-dooksy here, right into the face of the University of Hawaii. Banana is here, but he is playing the crypto. That will be Hawaii's JV roster, eliminated as our 17th squad. UC Rising is coming in quickly here through the southern side. Remember, all of these teams, they're going to have to work up towards the north. Squads like Northwestern Purple, St. Clair Saints, even Texas A&M White, who's coming around the bend. They're going to have a couple of the first takes towards these zones. KSU hit the over for the prediction. All right, let me award that to the folks in chat. All right. No prediction for this game, just because it's hard to set up. All right. Plenty of squads left alive for the Illinois State Redbirds. They're here to thrive. Plenty of KP ahead of them on this low ground. There's UCF. They have been found. Nade for nade. Drops down below. Nowhere to run. Into the zone they will go. Hayden Z caught out as the first one here. There's the complete wrap down here from ICX. No drone to be pulled out. And it is the 135 charge rifle shot. The heady of a lifetime. ICX, a full wipe against UCF there. The Barton Bulldogs, though, they've heard the shots. They were waiting in the wings, and they could very easily get these wipes out here. 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. 79, and it's a click on the edge of zone there. I think ICX just barely will go down, but no, a quick syringe, and it will be the rest of the Illinois State Redbirds back up. Instead, it is Judge on the high ground here for the Illinois State Redbirds. I mean, able to get the regroup there. The majority of our teams are in zone. CU Boulder, Indiana University, U Buffalo. There you've got Winthrop in the center of the train line. Teams like Full Sail Armada in Landslide have survived for now. Meanwhile, it is going to be St. Clair struggling for a recovery here on the edge of zone. And then instead, Campbell University here. Campbellville could very easily find the start to this fight, but they have to be respectful. There are multiple teams here. No successful port steal. And for Campbellville, they're likely going to step away from the action here. Sinatra, though. Maybe I spoke too soon. Smoke on the door. Port is available, but like I said, remember, Northwestern Purple is watching, and that third party is not something you want to get into. Let's take a look at the ISU Haymakers. They're ratting. These chuds are ratting. Look at these chud boys. Double knocks down. And Iowa State. I can't believe I'm looking at what I'm looking at here. They are literally going for the execution as well. How bad can you get? That will be Kindly Monkey, at least able to survive on the Octane. But Crafters are a limited resource for getting your teammates back. All the way up here towards the central north. They should be okay. Actual shitters. It's Scrims. Yeah. I mean, you heard my reaction, hopefully. Kindly Monkey still alive here. I mean, we'll see how it goes. Campbellville University, St. Clair, and Northern are all still in the same position. UCF Academy alongside the Colorado State Rams. Remember, this zone is likely heading further towards... Oh, actually, no. The prime position for this zone is where Illinois State Redbirds are. Playing for the high ground blue boxes right now. If Illinois are able to take this away from CU Boulder, that would be big. But Digi with the first knock found. The only problem is you cannot cover this distance into a Sheila. Port plays back, and Kostenko, though, turns around at the wrong time. CU Boulder now dashing to the low ground here, just trying to find the single remaining member. Dodges all the way out. Limbox, how long should we keep Zephyr streaming? Oh, hey. Whoa. Limbox said at the beginning of this stream, another month? Okay, I stream 3 hours a day. 30 days at 3 hours is 90. 90 times 4 is 360 subs. It would have to be 360 subs for another month's worth of streaming. Do not. I swear to God, you've spent enough money on me as is, Limbox. Doable? It is doable. But I'm putting the math behind the mouth here. Don't say that, Zephyr. It's already been said. I can't control math. Every time I do math, I accidentally almost crash my car. So don't let me do math. Especially while I'm driving. If you see I'm doing math while I'm driving, don't let me do math. I almost killed a family one time because I was calculating. Anyways, Barton Bulldogs up from the southern side. They are the last team that could throw a wrench into CU Boulder's plans. This is honestly their game to win from this position. Full Sail Armada, though, they just got a knock and a half here against KSU. Limbox is getting revived in the streamer building, but the rest of Full Sail are moving in for the final Full Thirst ahead. Cyber with a knock, Full Sail with a peek on the outside. Misty will be eliminated here for Kennesaw. That is a Full Thirst. Limbox and Kindly Monkey on the high ground, but they do not have extra health. Icarus is on the exterior for UCF Academy, and once again, you might have to rat this one out. ISU Haymakers, CSU Rams, point blank against each other. Here comes the Barton Bulldogs right alongside CU Boulder for the prime position in this zone. Northwestern, they do not get a good rotate down. Instead, University of Indiana quickly nearing them. 180 each is a bit much. How about till March? I'm not doing the math. That's 10 days, 10 days. 30 hours, 120. Northwestern Purple will be full thirsted there. CU Boulder is trying to pressure from either side, but notice this. Small guy is starting to move in here from the other end. Could try to look for these exterior knots. Digi is ratting. Oh, so quiet. No port play available. Small guy takes the first front of 91. Beams around the back there, and he wants to get this full thirst out because remember, they have the altar portal. But it's not down. The altar portal wasn't down. CSU Rams, they put their altar portal on height. All Digi needs to do is get that full thirst there, and the CSU Rams are stuck as a duo for this game. Oh, and even worse than that, they are missing out on the revive time here. 47 is forced to rotate forward to get that reset. Let's take a look at Indiana University because for them, they are covering their position in zone. Up from the high ground, a dive from Swipe below, and it will be ISU Haymakers getting light revives around the edge there. Another recovery towards the port play, and Suarez will be full thirsted. Kayak and Psycho stuck as a duo. Barton Bulldogs, though, wrapping around the other side of this one to try and see if they can get a couple of full thirsts. The rest of this lobby, absolute chaos here. Meanwhile, CU Boulder, a quick Nexus recovery as the CSU Rams were able to get their reset, were able to get the climb up, and are now contesting for one of the best positions in zone. The same can be said for Full Sail Armada here on the other side. Meanwhile, this cluster up here is pure chaos. Indiana University, right up against UCF Academy. You got Texas A&M and St. Clair Saints trying to fight their way in. For the Barton Bulldogs, down to a duo. ISU Haymakers shot from the backside. Kayak eliminated. Singular Frog traded out here. It's up to TikTok SDWX Miracle, and the zone will do them in. Iowa State survives with just one, but it's a Newcastle reset and snipes from the CSU Rams. That knockdown shield, if you get re-knocked, will not be available for cover recovery. St. Clair Saints gold, a push on to Kennesaw here, a peek on the train line, and that will be St. Clair down before they can even get the catalyst wall up. Meanwhile, behind them, Indiana, University of CF there. There's going to be Indiana putting themselves back together on the edge, but just as quickly as I say that, the rest of these teams are looking for the full thirst send. Here comes Kennesaw, a sweep down below. Kindly Monkey and the rest here. PKs to pressure, as you know. Limbox there, there's the dive. A full wipe onto Cyber as they will not survive. One last melee will do the Hoosiers in, but from the high ground, Full Sail have found the mantra within. That's gonna be a 55 knock. Kindly Monkey eliminated, one remaining member, and KSU Black will be full thirsted here. Meanwhile, up to the train line, everyone will try to survive. It's Colorado State, they'll get some of those full wipes there, and Kayak, Sinatra, they are your two rats alive. Full Sail Armada and the likes of CU Boulder are the only other who are definitely in a good position here. Now, Digi overextending on this. He could get full thirsted by Full Sail if he is not careful. Port plays around the back there, beams, and one last triple take would do it, but in its end, only finds the 20. A quick climb up to height here. And for Digi, I would just heal. Take the time, heal this one out. It is Double Dancel that gets that final kill. Full Sail Armada, right alongside them. Sinatra ratting this one out as a solo. This is the last game of World's Edge here. Sinatra is going to play this on that northern side, down below in the train line, but up on high. They do have the information they need. Now, this is going to be the final zone close here. Let's take a look at the poll. Ring around the rosy. I'm curious about Sinatra here. Currently being shot out, though, giving themselves away. I mean, Von Kuno or anybody from Full Sail Armada could very, very easily drop the portal down and just go full peek that one out. I don't know how to play Newcastle. Well, that sounds like a personal problem. Couple of exchanges. Car in the hands of Digi. Let's see how this goes. Needs to get this fully and cleanly wiped. There's the shield swap. And they are fine. Full Sail Armada, though, stepping up from the other side. Peanut Butter is okay. Is still not in a great spot. Andrew, the same to say. High ground is currently held by Full Sail Armada. What was the prediction? The prediction was Kennesaw last time, and it was over. Here it comes. Von Kuno, unable to find the Mosin Blickies. Two up to height here. It is now CU Boulder who takes their own port play to get knock number one. Big trades for the shields there, and Andrew will go down. A couple of long-range shots, and CU Boulder will not find the crown. Full Sail Armada, a Game 3 dub there. Congratulations to Full Sail. They just had such a better chunk of control on that final zone. This time around, let's pop this one on over to an actual scoreboard. There we go. GG's. Welcome, schmalls. I'm gonna go grab a water bottle and go to the restroom real quick. Let me get the scoreboard refresh there for you guys. All right, whatever. I'll refresh it when I come back. All right. I am back. Quick refresh on the scoreboard, but more importantly, okay, overstat is down again. Guys, look at my cat. Wee. Okay. He didn't want to stick around. He's a good boy, though. All right. Well, did you see our reset of center of zone? I saw that you did reset. Hey, we actually do have a game. All right. Illinois State Redbirds, first and second, double times over. 62 right now. Kennesaw with 60, though. Most of that, their KP. Double wins for UCF Rising. No, this can't be right. This is. All right, I knew that looked a little weird. Guys, overstat is being as silly as it gets right now. Drop ship for drops? Oh my gosh. KSU losing to Redbirds? I don't think they actually are. I think overstat's just bugged tonight. Man, this sucks. This sucks. I like having scores I can read, bro. Because not even... All right. All right. We're going to E District, and they're gonna do it the old-fashioned way. We're gonna do it with drop ships. So we'll see how that goes. So it was UCF, Illinois State Redbirds, Full Sail Armada. Zephyr, I'm lonely. You trying to come cuddle? Bring Lewis? Dude, Lewis is the best cuddler. That kitty is adorable. Camps Belleville sucks. Well, they got third with 1. They got 17th with 5. And they got 6th with 7. It's not too bad. They don't like suck. All right, we switched to E District, and I'm praying that the games bounce back here, because right now, 6 with 7. Ah! 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 Ugh! I'm making Alfredo again. Are you making it with venison? Yo! My life as a wolf. You know what's crazy? I know you as my life as a wolf better than I know you as your real name. What is your real name? Because I'm not just going to... Also, you know what would be the worst thing to say? What's up, Monsoon's girlfriend? That'd be horrible. Riley? It's nice to see you, Riley. Good to see you. Yeah, you caught me in the middle of casting Scrimmies. Which, I mean, it's barely a catch. We're just having a good time. That being said, it is collegiate Scrims. And so I just hang out. You don't have to stay. You don't have to abide by me. There ain't no deep personal relationship that you're gonna cause problems with if you don't want to stick around. It's good to see you though. Absolutely. I hope you and Mon are having a great time. Also, that guy's fucking rich now, so I hope you guys are having a phenomenal time. Okay. I think we're doing manual drops because overstat is down. Can you believe that? When is the last time we did manual drops? Why does it feel rich? Just paying taxes. It's gonna be insane. We're going back to Japan? Holy shit. Yo, have a great time. Enjoy yourself. I assume you're going to mainland this time. What am I don't know what I just witnessed. I don't know why not Rowan. That's why. Okay. LMAO, it doesn't feel rich. Yeah. Trust me, I get that. Don't worry. I definitely understand that one. But hey, still, huge dubs, huge success. Monsoon can now officially die knowing he's won a world championship. Because he's the GOAT. Okay, what did I miss? Well, you missed Overstat dying. That's good. That's good, Riley. I'm happy for you. I really am. I'm happy for him, too. You can tell him that. You can also tell Monsoon to check his requests on his DMs at some point, because I sent him a message 6 months ago, and he never replied. But I love him. I'm not mad. End my misery? That's so real. That's so real, Parsnips. He barely answers me, dog. That's crazy. That's crazy. Hey, don't. Like I said, that's a former message from 6 months ago. I'm not even sure it applies anymore. But hey, I thought it was really, really funny. Have you ever woken up to a call from RIT Jack and been told you have to play Contenders Scrims and run it down? No, Parsnips, I have not, but we will be taking a look at RIT Orange during this game to see if Rochester might run this one down here. No, Overstat's just chalk tonight. All right, well, we can't keep track of points, so we're just gonna ball out like normal. Very, very normal ball out. Zephyr, I'm going to explode. Well, Sinatra, I honestly, my answer to that is me too. That is currently how I feel just as much, buddy. Points are the friends we made along the way. Yeah, honestly, if Overstat goes down, holy, I'd cancel Scrims, bro. There's like, that right there, that's like pain. If Campbellsville doesn't get 10 kills, I'll do a spoon of hot sauce. All right, buddy. We'll hold it to it. I'm getting paid. Why would I cancel? Yo, Coozer, you making that $15? That $15 Scrims for Scrims? Congratulations, brother. You are in the mink tonight. It's $10 an hour. So roughly 25 to 30. All right. We have had a long-winded scrim session. And for most players, this is a struggle ahead here. You can feel the tired. Zephyr feels the tired. It is one of the few times, though, we have gotten to see this. Saw you sign someone up. Good, man. That's why Octane Scrims take so long? That's right. Koozer's got to make his money. The card business is not going well for Koozer right now, okay? He is struggling. He has not sold a hollow foil rare in hot minute, and Tatsu trading. He's got to make his $30 somehow, you know what I mean? Camps Belleville University, now to make up their KP somehow. Wrights is going to be up on height here. J-Bub, one of the few members of this roster And we are single-handedly standing still at the Arsenal. Right State, one member down, and they're not even going to look to full thirst that one. A full chase ahead here, all the way to the high ground for Ego. And they have already heard that late rotation there. That's a impeccably easy pickup. And for Right State, Ego, shit, I understand why he's got it. Congratulations. That'll be the full wipe out there. And for Campbellsville University, they're on their way to 10 KP. They said 10 KP or that man drinks hot sauce. And you know what? That's about as much motivation as you can get during scrims. Guys, I need to find a sponsor so I can offer Apex coins every scrim. What do you guys think about that? I want to find a sponsor so every time Octane has scrims, I can offer Apex coins to, like, the top 3 or something. That would be sick. Yeah, I agree. It would be sick. That's my goal in life. To find a sponsor willing to pay just even $20 a week. $20 a week. Apex coin. That's where it's at. I wish I was part of the creator program, because maybe I could do some finagling there with my connections at EA. Request to join the creator necker. Request. I have submitted my submission on February 10th, so we'll see how that goes. I submitted my last submission on October, so we'll see how that one didn't go. It's kind of crazy actually having viewers and not and making content and not being able to be a part of the program. I mean, surely you deserve it. No. St. Clair Saints, though, they deserve whatever's coming to them. Iowa State, knock numero uno there. A break into the hard like glass for Kayak, and they will slowly ascend to the height ahead here. A nice leap across there, and Kayak's going to look to do the same. Resets from the other side, though, is their game. Couple full thirst there on the low ground. Meanwhile, St. Clair Saints, they have already gotten out of the equation. Down to the low ground. They will be chased by Kennesaw as a third party. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Dive. All right, bye-bye. Yo! Beardo to Blondo. That's insane. That is insane. Why are we bowling Schmalls? Why is Schmalls getting bullied? Use creator code HockeySet at checkout because they won't give Mon one. Holy, what did they do to the RE45? Oh, the R45 about 3 seasons ago got turned into an anal clearing device. See, so the way it works is that when you go up against someone who's using an RE45, after you go through the process, your farts no longer make noise, right? Everything, your shit just slides out and your farts make no noise. It's just a hole. It's just a hole, okay? Anyways. Anal clearing. That's a ban on TikTok. That's not a ban on TikTok. Hey. Schmalls, the fact of the matter is I slur so much of my words because I'm Zephyr that TikTok probably just heard me say, you know? And that's the difference maker. Anyways, Full Sail Tamu. Looks like University of Hawaii JV. They'll keep walking this one to the zone. I got to give credit to these teams. They actually look like they're competitive tonight. CU Boulder, Illinois State Redbirds, Northwestern Purple in the UCF Academy, RIT Orange, and yes, UCF Rising, all in the Lotus End game here. Campbellsville University, they got at least this choke to work with as well. Kennesaw! Yeah, not much more. Small guy saying, what's he on his own wee-wees and got a warning? That's crazy. I've said way worse. I've said way worse these last few weeks, and I've gotten nothing. It's cause I make money for them, you know? Winthrop into the choke. St. Clair still rotating in. For the majority of these teams, time and a way to spend here. Now, RIT has just gotten to this position above them It looks like the rest of CU Boulder have gotten themselves a spot. Same to be said for Campsville, though. They'll be chasing this one out. There's the full thirst from the low ground. You know Ego, again, with another knock for the Campbellsville roster. Dodging a couple of those early shots. They will take themselves not to the major height, but you know Ego says otherwise. They've clearly dropped to the low ground here, and we're just trying to suss out the remaining members of Northwestern Purple there. Clamp, a port play has gotten them to safety. And for the rest of Northwestern Purple, they are all the way out here towards the edge of zone. A kidnap play, a knock on to You Know Ego. And for Northwestern Purple, how can something so wrong turn into something so right? Couple long-range cracks from Sinatra there, and that could be the end. Northwestern Purple, though, I don't know why we are trading port for port here. Back to that low ground, and that is going to be the entire Northwestern Purple here. Down below, right alongside Sinatra, up on this height. Either way, plenty of teams. The majority have made it into Lotus. The Western building has become a cluster due to Camps Belleville and Northwestern Purple. Currently, Northwestern Purple, the benefactor, at least for now. Looks like Limbox fully thirsted out here as KSU Black down to a duo in the center of this POI. Plenty of other teams, but plenty of time to truly get mean. CSU Rams, a little rotate ahead here against the UCF Academy, and I cannot begin to understand where UCF Academy are rotating to. There is a crafter in Resort, so that's maybe what they want to do with Goku Siege. I mean, it is what it is. Clam, a long-range knock onto Kindly Monkey. The center POI ahead here. RIT Orange, though, they'll find the single nade knock to wipe out one of the best rosters currently in this lobby. Teams like UH could be rotating into Full Sail in just a little bit. Squads like Tamu White have taken far too long. Winthrop right in front of UCF Rising here. Trade for trade. I mean, honestly, this roster's got to collapse at this next zone ahead. There we go. What's crazy, though, is realistically, almost every team currently has a position in zone, except for Full Sail, University of Hawaii, and a couple of others. I love food. Any food lovers? Wizard, I do too. Food is pretty crazy sometimes. I agree. I hate food. Yeah, I will say I do like raw beef. Raw beef is delicious. Mods, ban Thai. I started buying raw beef again, and I thought I had more control. I don't. Every single time I open a package of raw beef, I'll take a couple of knobs of it and just... because it really is that good. I mean, nothing tastes like it. Anyways, University of Hawaii, nothing tastes like success for them. Full Sailor model will dodge out on a couple of nades, but Vonkuno will take the brunt of the Arc Star there. Down to the stairwell, that's going to be the 55 damage that might make a difference. The rest of Full Sail, though, it's time to heal. Power Amp for Red will make the difference as Malicious is stuck all the way over towards the bridge. I just put some ground lamb in my pasta. That sounds amazing, bro. That sounds amazing. That is so good. Anyways, that fight doesn't end up in much for UCF Academy. They took their time and now are gate kept. Reminder, still alive? That's the real question. This sucks. I think Lewis just destroyed. Damn it. Why is Apex tonight? No, you're not live anymore. Thank you for answering that. Oh my gosh. Well, you know what, guys? Should I just give myself a break tonight? Overstat is chalked completely. So we can't look at scrim scores. Right? Or no, Overstat might have just came back. Break with deadlock? I'm just so disappointed. No? I shouldn't take a break tonight? No break. No. No break. Just suffering. Just casually suffering. Well, I'll restart my game. I think that's an important thing to do when things like this happen. You haven't earned it? Why? I feel like I might have earned it a little bit. What should we play while we're dead? I don't know. Play something that's good for scrim quality, man. You're giving Zephyr the absolute lowdown here right now. All right. Invalid token. Sick. Sick! Ty, thank you for the subscription. Thank you for the subby. I guess I have no choice. Yeah, it's still going. I'm so sad. Are you telling us not to int anymore? No, you can int, but you got to just do it good. See, if I cancel stream for the last 2 games, I can go to the gym. Which low Kirk genuinely going to the gym is pretty sweet. It feels pretty good. All right. I'm gonna lose all of my I'm just gonna play piano. I'm taking a break. I'm taking a little cast break. I'm gonna I don't care. I'm doing it. Taking a little caster break. I've earned it. Yes, this is the food lover chat, apparently.
Twisted minds!
What? What? Oh my God. Why? That's so many. You really don't have to do that, guys. You know, Gerbil, you know I'm gonna stream. You know I'm gonna keep streaming, right? You know? Oh my God. Holy shit. Zephyr doing a backflip right now. The sub counter has officially jumped up now to, as of tonight, it is now at 665. It's actually at 666, I just realized, because of Ty Knows Best subscribing a second ago. I forgot about the mic. I forgot about the mic. Jesus Christ. 666 subs. I can't believe it should be at 29 hours now. Hey, Shawsome, thank you for the follow. No hot sauce challenge for me. Oh, did the games end? All right, let's fix the timer. Where were we at? Where were we at before, by the way? Why did I get removed from the custom match? What just happened? Hold on.
Twisted Minds!
Nez, thank you for taking us to the Holy Land with a quick sub there. We are now at 667. Jesus. Gerbil, what do you want? I don't know what to do for you. I don't know what more I can do. I just yell. This is all I can do. Oh my God. I don't want anything? For $500, you deserve something. Okay, 29 hours. I wanted to make Limbox also pay up when he offered. Oh, Jesus. I don't think that's a lot. Dude, you just dropped. Hey, Cold Fireball from Texas A&M. Thank you for the follow. We're blistering through these games. I'm just really quickly going to check the scoreboard to see how that last game ended. It was another Illinois State dub. Campbellsville did get 10 KP. RIT with 14. Northwest Purple, Winthrop all survived. And hey, Tamu White up there in 7th. 69 for the Illinois State Redbirds. Let's get a prediction. He's gonna do it? Guys! Ah! That's a lot! Illinois State Redbirds over under 7.5 KP over under. Here you guys go. 2 minutes on the board. And we've got 2 more games of E-District. I really appreciate it. I'll do it at the start of next stream sometime. I'll do it or sometime next. Make sure to keep track. Okay, well, today we are up to 113 subs today. Grr? Why are you grrring me? What did I do? What just happened? Is that another one? Oh, Spirit Reverie. All right, sick. That's a sick name. Thank you so much. 113 and counting. Okay, for those who don't know, Limbox said whatever amount of subs are donated on today's stream, he will match it. So by the way, Project Gerbil has just ascended to godhood. I don't even know how to represent this on the sign. I haven't been writing on the sign as it's slowly become dilapidated. Okay, so Gerbil gets an auto invite to the Olympics. I mean, it is available. I wasn't planning on 9 people, but I can. Can't attend busy season for me. Oh, well. That really, I want to make that clear though. That really does help quite a bit. And also, I don't know why the games are wigging out tonight. Why, Apex? Why? I just want to give people a good stream. Slideshow Apex will be your next 2 games here. I cannot fix this. I have perfect connection. My bitrate is impeccable. This is Apex. I don't know what that little symbol means directly, but this is Apex. So, you should also change to Apex? Change to Apex? On what? I'm on Apex. You're on Overstat right now? Oh, okay. You guys haven't missed out on anything. Nothing's happened yet. It's just the looting phase. Here you guys go. Looks like we will, though, start with our first pick of KP found. None other than Judge here for the Illinois State Redbirds. A dive around the back, and we'll see if the rest of Kennesaw can survive the exchange. 34-15, a couple of long-range knocks to be mean. That will be the full thirst on the Kindly Monkey, and Misty is down. Limbox, the man himself, still alive, but is sniped there by Kostenko. Wright State will be wiped out again by Campbellsville University. Let's pop on over to UCF Rising because they are another team that just lost out on one. 2v3 scenario. There's the Arc Snare. Unable to find purchase for Sentry. And the rest of this team, shout out to Hayden Z. They're going to keep it low and slow as Croissant will be full thirsted around the back here. And that will be Hayden Z able to play this one out for the end game. Now this particular zone, I kind of like where CU Boulder are at right now. These houses and this one right here, the upper high ground for the final finish can be very good unless it works its way all the way towards the bridge. Limbox, he is in a screwed pooch position. No crafter all the way to the resort. He has to go, but he might be running into Illinois State here and again. Von Kuno, Full Sail Armada, slowing themselves down for now. It does look like grind-worthy, surprisingly, from Campbellsville University. Hayden Z runs right into them there. For a couple of other squads, Tamu White on the other end. RIT Orange right up against each other. Tamu does not have any Evo to get their shields up. Mind you, so many of these squads are still rotating into position. Full Sail Armada could third-party the exchange here, depending on how this goes. Come on, big baby. Come on, you big bitch. Land that shot, malicious. Make them taste good. Make them taste the sky. RIT Orange. Slowly coming up on Texas A&M here. Parsnips and Jack. I mean, nothing has happened. Malicious and the rest of Full Sail are just biding their time. Because RIT is not sending it forward here, they're just not going to look for the play yet. Still, Texas A&M always a lot eye away from Full Sail Armada getting a couple of these knocks. And who knows? Jake and Solari Lunaris might have just found out they're about to run into their depth there. Oh, Jake. Poor Jake. Full Sail Armada. You see him lay in. That's going to be Tamu now down to a duo. A Rolling Thunder from Cold Fireball. And the rest of Tamu will be snuffed like rats to survive here. Let's take a look at the Barton Bulldogs because they've got their own fight going. 1, 2, 3. TikTok SDWX Miracle. A 2v3 situation. Campbellsville for the peak. And this is one of the best at least iterations of this roster I've seen. If only they could be this good during their regular season here. Looks like the Barton Bulldogs will be finished out, but the third party from Davenport is just as quick. An EMP around the back finds a purchase of 150, but for the rest of Campbellsville, they are so close to get out of the choke there. Ooh, Thermite doesn't really put itself in a way that matters. Instead, Campbellsville has already moved towards the inside of the next choke here. You know Ego could get a big wrap behind this. Watch what happens. Plenty of other squads. Majority are not fighting here. Looks like you know Ego just going to be taking their time for now. Mattia, don't know if they know this, but could always full send it. Colorado State, they're still inside zone. Plenty of other teams waiting for this next zone scan. Colorado State is actually going to showcase whether we go up towards the east, towards Digi in the CU roster, or over west towards Northwestern. The answer is we're going towards Mattia and the rest of the boys up north here. All right. This high ground is critical. Davenport to hold for now. Wall v wall, nade coming their way. Mattia takes the full blast of that one. And you can only imagine Campbellsville University wants to get some KP. Sadly, it looks like you know Ego is going to be the one that actually picks up the response there on the rotate. A couple of full loot finishes. And they're forced to dive around the back. You know Ego. There is no wall to prevent him. The Rampart wall might actually come in clutch there for you know Ego. My lord, another full thirst of a roster here. Now looking at our map, there is the potential for Colorado State to come on through here from the other side and get another re-knock there, but it is just too slow. They're more happy with this choke to guarantee them a position zone. St. Clair, the same to be said, also working their way in. Shout out to Kennesaw, by the way, able to get a complete reset off. Okay, I was about to say, I don't know what I just saw, but it looks like it was Shem playing the Mirage, bamboozling Kennesaw there. Well, most teams are in for St. Clair Saints. They're going to come back to our choke of death. And I literally mean the literal southern choke of this zone poll. Every single time they step up here, it is met with failure. Instead, again, Campbellsville for another push here. CSU Rams, the next wealth of KP for the Campbellsville roster. It is going to be small guy down towards the southern end. St. Clair is also here for Campbellsville. They are very healthy. Winthrop is going to get a little drone information. But I mean, that is not a way to enter into that fight there. They're gatekeeping one of the better positions of this zone. Let's take a look at University of Hawaii because they have just gotten themselves towards the southern side. Banana, Nalu, Dipper here. I mean, this is as good as it gets. Still, though, Campbellsville, they're not even holding on to the choke. They are more interested in getting aggressive, maybe picking up some of this final KP. That will be it for small guy, and Campbellsville does finish off that fight. Now remember, St. Clair Saints are just up above them here. This is not a phenomenal position. St. Clair Saints Gold on the other side of the equation, though. I mean, they could be just as good. Couple of responses. University of Houston, JV. I meant to say Hawaii. JV Hawaii. They're going to get the full send of damage. And you know Ego has already stepped up there for knock numero uno. A zip line from Grindworthy. And the rest of Hawaii has become Campbellsville's Tinker Toy. That wall will mean nothing when you have the alternator. University of Hawaii JV does not last here. And again, we turn our attention towards St. Clair Saints. I think Zephyr learned he can be unemployed if he just never ends the subathon. I'm not even unemployed. I have casting gigs. I also get paid for those, albeit I do really appreciate the subs. The subs, like, I'm not kidding you. That sub right there, those 110 subs, solve so many problems for me for the IRL Olympics. I mean, I literally said the 1,000 sub goal for this. The 1,000 sub goal for this is making the IRL Olympics better. I don't think you guys understand. I can actually spend more money on things like better microphones, better pricing, etc. And I mean, it genuinely, it does make a huge difference. ISU haymakers. A dive, which is the follow through on to Tamu here. That'll be Texas A&M wiped out by the haymakers. Let's take a look at the St. Clair Saints, because somehow they are losing this exchange. Somehow they got the revive on to Ego, and St. Clair Saints Gold will be the next wipe for Camps Belleville. It's insane. Camps Belleville now has one of the better takes to the end game zone here on this building right here. It looks like Full Sail Armada, they're going to hold that same choke that we saw earlier from Camps Belleville, but it is not a guarantee. UB Esports getting a late-term respawn here towards that southeastern side. Can you slide me like 600 for a Micro Center bundle? I don't even have 600 available. I'm not even kidding you. See you, Boulder. Couple of trades. Let's take a look at Winthrop Garnet, though. UCF Academy, nade for nade. It is Winthrop up above here. There's the full ticking flesh found. Icarus wants to peek for more, but the rest of Winthrop could be at your door down below. This is a team that could very, very easily go for a Sen. Low-key, I feel like you could get sponsors if you applied, Zephyr. I had a sponsorship meeting yesterday. Tee-hee. Tee-hee. We'll see how it goes. Winthrop Garnet, Trashy, Alex, and Abel Bean. Leak the brand? I cannot say. Now? Okay. That's the tournament scoreboard. See you, Boulder. A couple of these other teams trying to set themselves up here on this low ground. Meanwhile, Kennesaw, the same to be said. Remember, it is this high ground position currently held by Full Sail Armada that should win this game. Hint, it is an esports team. Camps Belleville University, Grindworthy, Sinatra, and Ego here. Maybe looking for a full push play. RIT. Parsnips was dragged into hell, and we're going to see if he can climb his way out of it. Not Ronan is naded back, but Parsnips and RIT Orange are quick on that power amp heal. Another nade dodged out, and Camps Belleville wants this one bad. Remember, though, this long extended rotation for them is honestly kind of a throw. A little dive around the back there, and Ego could get shot from this bridge. Somehow, that is good. Power amp heal. Can someone remind me? It's been so long. Can someone remind me what this one is called? Overflow. Thank you. I've been saying the wrong thing for so long. How did you get into commentating? Genju, I hope you're still here. Wait, what the hell? Goblin Goons? Thank you, Goblin Goons. I appreciate that, too, by the way. YouTube chat, I don't typically read unless it is Thursday through Sunday. I just don't have a way to read. How do you get into commentating? Genju, I got into commentating by reaching out to a man by Steve Kangas on Reddit about 7 years ago, and I did a bunch of volunteer work that he led me into in League of Legends. I just did a ton of volunteer work, very similar to what I'm doing right now, and that led to me getting a full job. Hey, Solari! Thank you so much for the sub. We are officially at 114 today. For ISU Haymakers, they're looking for more KP to play. One remaining knock would seal that RIT roster in, but for ISU Haymakers, they are dealing with getting choked out here by the Illinois State Redbirds. Kayak, the rest of Psycho and crew. Haymakers unable to get the slide down. It is just not Ronan, surprisingly able to survive as a rat. Meanwhile, high ground, KSU Black did take this one away. Camps Belleville University has lost out on a couple of other takes. And there's a nade on a Misty. UB will be wiped out as Camps Belleville is healing down below. Digi is also peeking some of these exchanges. I mean, we will see how this one finishes off here. I mean, Digi, the rest of Andrew and them, if they can control the rotate of Kennesaw out as well as Grindworthy, we'll see how it goes. Genju, I didn't always want to be someone in commentary. In high school, I gave up theater because I had to work a job to go to college. And I realized really quickly that I liked performing a lot. And I was at a party in 2016 watching the LCS finals. And I realized that commentary, esports commentary, was like a real thing. I realized that people could make a living from being esports commentators. And so, about a year and a half later, I got really lucky with that conversation with Steve, and then it all kind of started to explode from there. So it was not a very first moment thing. I definitely kind of like slowly fell into it. Winthrop, though, they're falling into their demise. It is just trashy, potentially with no lives. I love you too, Wizard. Well, looks like for Winthrop, they're going to be done and dusted. The same to be said, though, for Camp Spellville. It's a follow-through from the Illinois State Redbirds. You know Ego, the last remaining member. Winthrop Garnet, not long for this world. One last peek will do them in as Judge actually takes the brunt of that damage there. Not much better for ICX. Instead, it is up to Kostenko to get these knocks down. Winthrop Garnet eliminated. Let's take a look at the fight that will decide the game here. CU Boulder up on high. They now have the best control of this zone. 4 squads remaining, 10 players left. It's Northwestern, Illinois State Redbirds, and CU Boulder who control the high ground here. Illinois State already facing one knock there, but they're going to be supported by CU Boulder from above. Digi single-handedly, well, he doesn't quite save them, but he definitely puts Northwestern in their place. Now, with the numbers advantage, though, Shura will get a knock from the other end. The problem is, Northwestern doesn't have an option to get to height. They lost their Ash. Because Sentry is dead, there is no Ash portal. There is no available evac here. It is all... No, they do have an evac. Wait. Okay, they do have an evac here. But you're going to need a little help from Yuno. Yuno Ego's going to rat this one out. Meanwhile, Digi's still up on high. They are trying for maybe a reset. Clam, a member down, and now this is literally just dire straits. The final boy stuck on the low ground here. And if I was CU Boulder, I would just full send it. There's literally no way you can lose now. 2 squads remaining. 1 individual left. It's Yuno Ego diving out from his hidey hole. But more importantly, it's a congratulations to CU Boulder on their dub. Well, there you go. Penultimate game of the day. One last box shootout here from CU Boulder before we get into game 6. All right, guys. Let's pop back onto the scoreboard because I'm pretty sure it is working more regularly now. Let's get a quick refresh on the scoreboard here. Game numero 5 should be listed here very shortly. Remember, I asked you guys on the prediction. It doesn't matter. No one bet on it. All right. Jordan Jones, thank you for the follow, by the way. All right. By the way, since the prediction didn't matter, let me update the sub counter while we wait. We are now up to 668. For the subathon, by the way, that does in fact mean we have completed the cosplay stream. That is a guaranteed thing now. Chat can pick my outfit. I don't know what it will be, but we'll find out. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. 600 is the team documentary, but 650 is probably one of my least favorite things. Oh. If we come back, gift me a sub. What is if we come back? What's the comeback here? The Collegiate player tier list is officially a go button. Hey man, you put it on here? I did, but these are stretch goals. These are like really, really absurd stretch goals. Which, by the way, I'm saving a lot of them for April when I have more open days. Because during April and March, not every league begins to have a match day anymore. So those are the nights we'll do poker night and the 1v1 tournament, etc. Still, the collegiate player tier list is a go. We are at least at, oh dear, team videos for contenders. Fuck. I still have to do team videos for every premier team. I'll be honest, guys. Let's see. What's the updated score? Well, popping back on over. Now that I have set myself for demise, it is still not updated. I don't know if Kuzer can add it. Overstat is dead again. I'm sorry, guys. Probably no more predictions tonight. And honestly, we can't keep track of the scoreboard as well because Overstat decided to break. So it just is what it is. And I apologize to those of you. So crypto is banned officially, and that is just how it will go. Oh, huh. The magnet I've been playing with is actually from my keyboard. That makes a lot more sense. I need ISU to fucking lock in. Yeah, let's take a look at that match summary. Okay, we've got ISU with 5 at 10th. We've got ISU. It doesn't matter. They've been struggling. We have a crash on our team. Don't start. I'm not the one who starts. Tell Kuzer. I don't start the game. Kuzer starts the game. Kuzer's your lobby admin. I'm just some guy. Ugh. Scores updated? All right. Well, that's actually kind of nice. A quick score update. Camps Belleville with 26. Illinois State Redbirds are still in the lead, albeit it is not by much. 5 there, 7, 18 for KSU Black. We'll see how this goes. Where's our collegiate skip videos? Shh. I have one cooking. I promise. I'm not trying to do them weekly because I'm already doing the weekly recaps. So, get to work. Guys, you don't understand how much work I'm already doing. I will do it. I will get to it. It's a lot. Anyways, we'll see how this goes. 66 for Camps Belleville, 68 for KSU Black, CU Boulder at 52, Full Sail Armada at 57. You know what? We actually can do one last prediction. Who wins? That's always easy to track. ILC, KSU, Camps Belleville, CU Boulder, FSA, Northwestern, ISU Haymakers, Winthrop, Garnet, and UCF Academy. Or someone else. All right, guys. You got 2 minutes on the board. Get your predictions in. Where's the Play with Slasher? Play with Slasher will be later because we have open days on March and April. I don't think you guys realize the calendar. I mean, I will show you this really quickly. The reason why I'm not doing them during February is because March has these big gaps where nothing is happening. And these are like prime opportunities. Oh my God, nothing's happening on my birthday. That's actually super nice. I might not do a birthday stream. Anyways, look at April. I mean, once we get to April, look at this. We go from March, couple of gaps, to April. I mean, seriously, there is like nothing going on. Wait, when's your birthday? It is March 27th. So I'm officially almost 1 month away. 28th of March? No, 28th of March is not my birthday. All right, let's pop back in game for the very last match of the day here. Let's see how this one goes. I need to buy a third monitor. A third monitor would be huge for chat. Because I just don't have enough space for chat right now. And controlling stream. Well, UCF Rising, they don't have enough space for whatever Northwestern's trying to put together. Sentry, they're just going to full send it. They already understand the job is screwed. The pooch has been fucked. And at this point for Sentry, I mean, it's shit business. That's it for Northwestern Purple. They're one of the first teams eliminated here. Plenty of other squads as we'll take a look over on Indiana University. I Am Bullet Bait has already faced difficulties out here. Needs to get a knock, but instead, it might be watch Seville since I crashed. I'm sad. Oh, that sucks. Oh, no Sinatra for Camp Spellville. We are... Arctic Lucas, come on, man. Come on, brother. There we go. 140, a little nade to the corner there. It's actually going to miss out on actually getting any damage down. The nade up. And for the likes of Indiana University, they just need to get up to high ground here. The problem is, doing so is a lot easier said than done. RIT, by the way, with a couple of knocks. And here is finally that climb up from the Indiana roster. Little beam around the back. A knock onto one of Davenport. And for the rest of this team, Arctic Lucas has set the pad up, but he'll never quite make it there. That'll be Davenport, done and dusted in 18th overall. Looks like for Kennesaw, they got a nice clean wipe or two on the inside of this building. For Iowa State, they are still alive out here towards the edge. Illinois State Redbirds also working their way in. For St. Clair Saints, they foot this one oh so closer to the Indiana University. Wholesale Armada, RIT Orange towards that southern side. Looks like Texas A&M maybe in a tussle against the CSU Rams. They already found knock number one. The push into the choke there, and that's more importantly the heal for Texas A&M. A good Sparrow ultimate will snuff things out. And 77 for the knock. Coalfire now understands that it is just one remaining, and that's all they need. Dives in a beam, and realistically need to get the rest of these knocks here for Texas A&M white. That's going to be Colorado State. A good choke and a follow through there. This is chaos. Camp Belleville University, as Sinatra said, are stuck as a duo. They are currently being wrapped by Wright State here. They know exactly where they are, but it ain't much more to say than that. They're not going to be laying any shots in them as Winthrop will push them away. Wright State will just kind of sneak on by. St. Clair Saints, Indiana University, and yes, even a solo Rat Von Kuno trying to go for that crafter behind them. It's a holdout here between the Indiana and St. Clair rosters. I mean, we'll see how it goes. Meanwhile, Texas A&M, they've had this rotate coming for them from Barton Bulldogs. None other than a singular frog filling in today for one last time. Little Evo pickup there, and it looks like for Tamu, they'll be peeling out of this one. The rest of the lobby still setting itself up for greatness. Illinois State Redbirds, one of the better teams in this lobby, definitely in a good position for Kennesaw State Black. Sure as shit, man. Here they come. I mean, right as rain. You got all the time in the world to full send on this train. Kennesaw there, Kindly Monkey for the pad play. L-Star in his hands. He is looking more like Kamal than Kindly Monkey. 88, and it's Limbox who will save the day against the ISU Haymakers roster. Psycho here and Kayak, though. They play for a bit of bitter safety. They're going to run past Illinois State. We'll take a look at University of Hawaii JV as they'll see that fly in from the Barton Bulldogs just ahead of them there. That will not be any KP. Instead, CU Boulder versus RIT Orange, a climb up onto the building. No bow check snipe from Parsnips there, and actually RIT Jacks taking the full brunt of it. Plenty of teams still need to work their way into zone. For Indiana University, they're going to get their balloon shot out. St. Clair Saints have utilized the Sheila to blow out Indiana University's balloon here. Looks like CU Boulder's got a knock of one on to RIT. Make it a knock of two. A full thirst for RIT. And that will be CU Boulder with a couple of KP. Illinois State Redbirds are going to be looking to full third this. We'll see if they come up quick enough there. It was no knocks against CU Boulder. A slide to the interior. We'll see how this one goes. There's the Arc Star plays. Double on either side of the window today. A Sheila, and it's no line of sight for Kostenko here. Kayak will get a knock against Kindly Monkey. Maybe a full burn to boot as well. Limbox and Misty on the other side, holding out for dear life as there comes that reset on the other side of wall. Kayak, a full send. Fletchbound and a re-knock. It is up to Psycho. But Psycho's all the way over here, going for a draft point reset. Nowhere to be found. Well, CU Boulder, Illinois State holding out for now. Wright State up above, University of Hawaii. UCF Academy alongside them, the Barton Bulldogs there. Meanwhile, the southern side of this zone is about as chaotic as it gets. You got Campbellsville roading as a duo. Winthrop here as well. And teams like UCF Rising who have still yet to get inside zone. For Indiana University, they've got a little bit of a holdout, but they are running for perfect success against the St. Clair roster. There's that final St. Clair teammate, Kai Hero here. Forced to drop a couple of nades on their rotate ahead, and realistically, all they're doing is slowing themselves down. Cyber, Factor, they take barely any damage, and, I mean, this is going to be the end of St. Clair. Well, actually, you know what? Cyber got knocked out. Too bad. Anyways, Indiana University, they've gotten their rotate away from the holdout from Full Sail Armada. And or actually, St. Clair Saints was the team to hold them out this entire time. And honestly, Indiana's just better. So, Full Sail towards Stadium. Illinois has pulled a little bit further away from CU Boulder. Plenty of teams are still fighting their way in. For Kindly Monkey, somehow does not manage to survive yet. This particular beacon is going to come in clutch for Kennesaw if it means getting their teammate back. Problem is, the squad that they just punished, Iowa State, is here to hold them out of zone and out of their chance for revives. Thankfully, you do have this other respawn here in the no-name of Energy Bank. And you know what? I guarantee if I go rush through the edge, there they are. There's Kennesaw. You can see them from under the map. Look at them go. Quick climb up. Get the craft. Get the craft. You got craft? Oh, they already have the beacon. All right, they're going for the respawn. Well, respawn for Kennesaw. No one is nearby. The rest of these teams are trying to sit in a position in zone that'll help them thrive. ISU Haymakers right ahead of them. The UCF Rising squad is on height. And the next zone ahead is critical for how these teams play this one out. Plenty of squads. Most of them have a position in this zone. We'll see how the rest will get there. There's that revive you see in the distance for Kennesaw's. UCF Rising barely has a height advantage. The Catalyst Wall will be the difference maker here for Psycho to get Iowa State into zone. Problem, though, Winthrop is right here. Now, if you're ISU, you barely knew it. End of the day, you've got a pinch play on either side of the zone. Crashy with knock numero uno there. A burn against Sparrow Ultimate 1 here from UCF Rising. And it will be Psycho and Kayak actually able to get a little rotate away. And hell, even Soares might be able to get the full wrap here. Because UCF Rising, they have to deal with Winthrop in their stead. Problem is, looks like UCF Rising are quickly rotating, wrapping, and mirroring this ISU Haymakers roster. Soares will be full thirsted by Winthrop. Psycho and the rest, they're just as well held out by KSU Black. Not a lot of options, folks. Not a lot of ways to survive the exchange here. Kennesaw, though, they find Indiana University coming in late from their zone after being held out by St. Clair. They find their success. A Catalyst Wall will slow them for now, but Cyber is just as quick on their feet. Kindly Monkey will get that knock of one onto ISU. Little nade play there will be Misty down. Kennesaw is going to be just Limbox. Meanwhile, UCF Rising, a full thirst against them as Winthrop is down to one member remaining. Limbox has the scan. He has the push plays. We will say goodbye to Iowa at the hands of Indiana here. There's the knockdown shields available. This is the hardest way to win. Remember, though, there is the overflow available for Limbox to get these heals back in play here. Ooh. Come on. PK v PK. Abel Bean is just as healthy. He does... Ooh. does lose out on that extra 25 health from the shield swap because it took so long. Remember, these are not bad positions in zone. I like the Sparrow ultimate, though. That is a very good ultimate. It is going to put damage down on the knockdown shield, and that's honestly one of the best things you can hope for here. Kindly Monkey is still separate from this fight. Big cracks from Limbox. One last burn of the 301, and the holdout against Winthrop. Oh, it just comes off Lim. Looks like for Indiana, though, Kindly Monkey never quite really able to get away here. Swipe might have the line beam there. Those jump pads are easy to shoot out, and that will be the death of one there. Kindly Monkey, though, able to just, so close. The saving grace, though, is going to be the fact that Limbox does get this crafter. One big thing to note is that Indiana could always punish it. See you, Boulder, on the edge. Wholesale Armada right there on building numero uno to the north. UCF Academy and the Barton Bulldogs still in the same place. Campbellsville as a duo. Hawaii up above. Tamu White held out on the southern side of this zone. There's the Illinois State Redbirds. And yes, Wright State for our final 11 squads remaining. Now, Limbox did get both of those banners. Problem is, he needs to get a reset. Surprisingly, Ur and the rest of the UCF Academy are not looking at this. So Limbox, he might genuinely be able to get this exchange. Problem is, takes too long there. And Ur has now found you. The minute he peeks this one out, he will be full thirsted. Problem is, 50 seconds to go. He barely has a choice. Wright State and a couple of these other squads are going to play for their reset. And here comes KSU Black back in the fight. Limbox will survive. I don't know if I can say the same for the rest of this roster. Your UCF Academy stepping up for a couple of full thirsts here. They need to guarantee themselves a position in zone. The same for CU, the same for Wright, the same for Hawaii, and the same for Campbellsville. KSU Black resets galore. 99 from Limbox on the door. There's UCF Academy sticking the battery from the other side. Neither of these teams have a spot to thrive. Smokes through all the way in. There's the burn to stop the push play. And the rest of these teams, they've got bigger problems ahead. CU Boulder's giving themselves a little bit of a place in zone. I mean, I'm honestly so interested in the Kennesaw fight. I just kind of want to watch it. Come on. Another piercing spikes deleted there. This is not the entry frag potential they need. Remember, Wright State is here as well on that height. So even if this fight is impeccably perfect, it needs to be better than that. Limbox and them could be looking towards the southern side for a rotate out. But remember, you have Hawaii waiting on the edge here. Campbellsville to rotate all the way towards the very side of zone. Hawaii holding out against the likes of Kennesaw. There's their dive towards the bridge. No damage from the Hawaiian roster. Instead, you have major fly-ins from just about everybody. Wright State on top of Barton. Knock for knock here. A singular frog with one from Barton. And for the rest of this roster, they will be wiped out. Meanwhile, KSU, knock numero uno. But for Solari Lunaris, they are finding response knocks in on the other side. Campbellsville's playing the low ground. Illinois Redbirds on the outside. KSU with a couple of resets here. A Sparrow ultimate for Limbox could pressure for what they need. But I think most of these teams are already dead and gone. The rest of Hawaii is stuck inside the cart behind one fatal knockdown shield. Limbox for a shield swap, and UHE will be done and dusted. Tamu White playing the inside of the bridge here against Kennesaw. Campbellsville has gotten themselves a building against Illinois State, who are stuck as a trio down below. Indiana is the only team in zone. Meanwhile, Barton v UCF Academy. Barton already has the leading advantage for damage. Meanwhile, CU Boulder versus Wholesale Armada. None of these teams are particularly in the best spot to get meme. The Barton Bulldogs up on height. 114 subs, OI, from Gerbil. And a couple other players. Also, Nazetia, Soli Lunari, Ty knows best as well. UCF Academy, a break through the door. Here comes the rest of damage. A full send beam behind the catalyst wall, and you need that triple take shots to work. It will be a couple of full knocks here as CU Boulder now. They're on their own holdout against Full Sail Armada. They force Full Sail Armada towards the edge of zone. Let's watch Indiana University because they just faced knock numero uno. The rest of these teams are coming in for the full collapse. Indiana, Campbellsville from behind. That will be it for a 3v trio. Meanwhile, Campbellsville with KSU on the other side here. They're going to take over the position of where Indiana was, and they are going to capitalize with their nades. A couple of big burns on the break, and it is once again just up to Limbox here. Dives around the other end, climb ups as it will be grind-worthy eliminated. There's the pad play, and you have to hope Kindly Monkey has a knockdown to say. Maybe revive potential here. There is the overflow, and Campbellsville University will be able to get that knock. They are a duo. Meanwhile, Barton Bulldogs, one up on high, Full Sail Armada. CU Boulder never quite able to get their way out. I mean, let's see how this goes. By the way, I don't think I can make the timer higher than 30 minutes. So we might have to tell Limbox that. Or 30 hours. Looks like for Campbellsville, I mean, honestly, just a shoddy position for them. Up on high, Von Kuno has the Sheila to work with here. It is going to take the grace of God or maybe some of these rats to get these knockdowns. Barton Bulldogs thirsted by Digi from CU Boulder, so that is at least one KP here, but this is likely going to be a Full Sail win. Campbellsville, though, they got themselves the hype. You know Ego, though, peeking the solo. Von Kuno and the rest of Red has arrived for the full thirst here. Down below, dead on the edge. Another break against the hard light gas, and you know Ego is keeping these ankles broken. Still, a little Sparrow tactical, and for Campbellsville, I can't imagine they'll be able to work with much for long. A drop back to the low ground here, and we are working with literally nothing. Malicious with knock number one. And Digi's just going to rat this one out for fun. Ryan Worthy's on the edge, and the hilarious thing is this wall is a little bit better for survival, but you are going to have to walk directly into the Sheila if it means winning this game, and there just simply is no way to do it at that. Campbellsville started this game as a duo, and they have practically guaranteed the absolute play that they've saw themselves in the third. There we go. 42-52, the edge of zone forces Von Kuno back to the side. Maybe it's a little bit of a heal, but it is still high ground advantage for Full Sail. I can't believe Campbellsville has been allowed to work with cover for this long here. The only savior for them might be that Digi puts down some serious damage as well, but here we go. Final wall. Sheila is out. Just the bare edge of zone. Campbellsville's holding on for dear life. It ain't much better for Full Sail. They are forced to drop. Von Kuno will go down. Campbellsville has numbers advantage. Another beam. Full Sail eliminated. You know Ego in the 1v1. And Campbellsville does it as a duo. As a duo. Holy shit. They didn't even need Sinatra. Sinatra crashed at the beginning of that game, and that was it. There was nothing else to claim. Grindworthy, you know Ego, congratulations on your final game of the day. Let's look at those predictions, because I asked you guys before this who would win that game. Sadly, some people are losing points. Yeah, I need a replay too. Sadly, no replay. Who saw that coming? I don't think a single person saw that coming. Congratulations. One last refresh here. Game 6, 21 points for Campbellsville. And right there, 87 points. They are just above the Illinois State Redbirds because they have the higher win. Illinois, their highest was 22. All right, I'm not... Oh, they have a higher point game there, 26. Holy shit. No, he's not in Pro League. He's not in Pro League. He plays Challenger Circuit with him. Well, there you go. KSU Black, 83. CU Boulder, 66 for fourth. And Full Sail rounds out your top 5 at 49. They are all your winners of the day, except for the second place game for UCF Rising. 37 for Winthrop, ISU Haymakers at 35, 34 for Northwestern Purple, 31 for UCF Academy, Indiana University, CSU Rams, UCF Rising, RAT Orange, Barton Bulldogs, Tammy White, University of Hawaii, JV, UB Esports, St. Clair Saints, Gold, Wright State, and Davenport. Woo! All right, guys. I don't feel well. I really don't feel well right now. Thank you, though. Seriously. Thank you so much for the subs. There's nothing I can ever do to make it more, more incredible, or to represent the insane subs people like Gerbil or Limbox drop, or just the fact that everyone does. So, thank you. It definitely made my night. Jen Ju, good to see you again, Jen. I hope to see you around. Maybe pop on over here sometime. Either way, thank you guys so much. It was a very fun scrim, albeit there was some issues. You're actually going to get to the 1K? I might, especially with the now match requirement of 114 for Limbox. That's going to put us up to 782. Guys, it's very, very real. It is very real. So, all right. I'm going to head off for the night. Let us, I will drop the contenders tier list tomorrow morning. I just really don't want to do it on stream. Let's raid somebody. Is Bass Habibi streaming? Let's see who's streaming. No, he's not. Let's find a one viewer person. Can you guys find me a one viewer person to raid? Raid Voddery? I've already raided Voddery. Me? I see X's. I want someone random, bro. I want someone just like completely random. Raid that not Koryu guy. Is he really still streaming? That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, we could raid Crispy Bacon. That would be weird. Carrick Hart. All right, we're raiding whoever this is. I don't know who this is, but you know what? Let's get over. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. The raid has been created. Let's give them some Zephyr love and give this one viewer person some random appreciation. All right. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow.